I love the show. I love you guys. Fucking, let's go Jets. Jets, Jets, Jets.
Oh my god. You guys are bad.
Ha 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 ha. Very funny, Dana.
We can't all be beautiful. DayngerZone, baby.
I think he has more thought-provoking questions.
I'll be in the danger zone.
Oh my god, let's go!
Totally.
It's showtime.
Welcome, Murph, you're muted, to the Danger Zone here on a 4th of July weekend with all of you folks. Murph, what is up, man? You're looking a little dark, but I think I see a nice fit you got there, brother.
Yeah, well, when I first came up here and sat down, the light was really coming in the window, but is that better?
Hey, looking
But
good.
like by the time the show started, the intro went through and stuff like that, it got darker outside, so it was just that weird timing. Anyway, welcome to the Ohio State, Danger Zone University, where we will teach you how to have beverages and act like idiots and talk about football, our favorites. Or at least I'll act like an idiot. I don't care.
When have I ever acted like an idiot? Between the hours of 12 and 2 a.m. on the East Coast every Friday night.
Yeah.
By the way, Murph, I see that hat. That hat's looking pretty nice, brother. I like it.
Yeah. I don't know how I like it yet, but it is what it is. I had to do something. I had a somewhat kind of shirt, didn't come in the mail early enough, and I didn't feel like going all out with my usual hoochie daddy type outfits that I have, so I just went with like a Coke America 250 shirt and
you know what?
Bucket hat.
Let's just hold that thought, Murph. There, we're good.
Bam. Yeah.
We're good. Also, Murph, do you know who is on my shirt?
Benjamin Franklin. Ben Drankin. I knew it. I had one. It looked totally different, but I had one.
That is hilarious. Peg chiming in. Welcome back, Murph. Dude, 1 week off. You come in with no lighting, no mic. You had video, I will say. So
I knew the mic was muted. I wasn't saying anything yet. So
I'm teasing, man. I'm teasing. You know what? Chat popping already. Peg already in the house. We got a guest tonight already here and ready. Just kind of getting our our spitballing out of the way first before we get to some Jet talk and all that, and some Nick talk and all that. Before we do, Murph, I don't want to end my streak of 972 Fridays in a row asking you the following question. How was your week?
First of all, I'm doing the math here, and 52 weeks in a year, 970. Anyway, the week was busy. Uh, it's always busy around the 4th of July for a lot of vendors, really. But Coke, everybody knows I work for Coca Cola. Oh my God. Big sales going on, product flying off shelves, sprouting wings flying off the shelves. I'm sure my buddy works for the beer distributor, and I see those guys, and they're busting their asses too, because 4th of July we all like to have our beverages. But yeah, anyway, it was a busy week. I was with my job now. I'm a relief guy, so I do a little bit of everything, and it's just like whatever my boss needs me to do, and I was just being pulled every which direction. I would get sent on a task, and I'd be driving to the location, and I get about 10 minutes down the road, I get a call, turn around, go to this location instead, but make sure you still go back to that location. That was my last like 4 days was all that. Back and forth, bing, 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 bing. Anyway, busy. Glad it's over. 3-day weekend. Monday I'm off. Sunday's my birthday, so it kind of works out. I can have some birthday beverages, and I'm glad that the week's over, man.
When's your birthday?
Sunday, 5th.
Sunday.
Firecracker, baby.
Hey, very nice, man. Happy early birthday. Finally, the ripe old age of 30. Congratulations, my man. Oh, Bill. Bill's in the house. Oh, Bill watches our show still. Good to know.
Bill, he's still in the Discord, at least I know that much.
Yeah.
Bill is a very good contributor to our Discord, and we appreciate him.
Yes, I'm just busting his balls, to be honest.
Busting Bill's balls. What an alliteration.
Speaking of ball bust, I don't know if that's even the segue to go, but Arthur Fonzarelli in the house made a splash a couple weeks ago. Still splashing around, baby, and he just got a gifted membership. Peg, you know what? Good reminder. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. Spike it, baby. Artie chiming in. I love you, Fonz. Not in a gay way. Not that there's anything wrong with that, as Seinfeld would say. But yeah, dude, we gotta love it. Who doesn't love the Fonz, man? Come on. Bill,
Hey.
Blue Bill. Blue Bill is back, by the way. Anyways, long, boring week for me as well, brother. My alarm this morning was set for 3:45 a.m. and worked a full day. Yeah, you too, bro. That. There should only be one 3:45, and it's not a.m. Okay. Yeah, no, not it.
Top one, 3:45. That's exactly my first alarm.
The rest of the week it was 4:20, so it wasn't a huge jump for me. But I will say, man, stacking those days, like I get why you aren't here till 1 a.m. every Friday night, man. Don't think I will be either this week, but I say that every week. So, anyways, got a guest on the hook. I think we've rambled enough. Leanie in the house. Leanie, I love you, Leanie. She's the man. She is the woman. Queenie Leanie down in North Carolina. She's gifted a membership. Love that. Thank you for real. Who got it? Ted down in Florida. I know Ted as well. So that I love when it's people I know. Fonz, I don't know you. I love you. I don't know you though. Ted, Leanie, Love that. Love that.
Absolutely.
Stick around. We're just chopping it up tonight. We got a little bit of nuggets I bookmarked on Twitter that I can, refer to. Also the thumbnail mentions some Muji stuff, and I want to pick you and Anthony's brain about that. I don't know how viral it went today because I was working, but I caught it at the end of my shift, and I thought, hey, what better way than to just pick y'all's brain? Am I reading into this? Are others? Is this nothing? We'll get there. We'll get there. We're still warming up our vocals, all that jazz. But you know what? Let's. Hey, you got. We can have karaoke night.
Brown cow. How now, brown cow.
Do re mi fa sol la ti do.
I didn't even know the full thing. I just knew like do re mi fa. So that's as far as
where is it at? A better singer than both of us, Murph.
oh yeah. Bring them out.
And that may also apply to Anthony. I don't know, but at least I know it applies to Ti. But he can come out. He can show us his chops. Let's bring him out and see what he's got to say for himself.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Hey, just so you know, I assumed he was talking about you. I did not think he was talking about Ti there.
No, we're good. But Murph, happy birthday. For the longest time, 4th of July, I thought they were showing up fireworks for America. But, bro, the fireworks are for you, man. Happy birthday.
That's right. Thank you. Absolutely.
Murphica.
That's
what I got it now. I was trying to think I was thinking like a Jessica thing. I was like, what did I miss? Where do we go the last few months? It's been a long time since I've been on your show, guys. It's far too long.
I think
I'll be back on.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I think the last time, and I might be wrong because like there's draft stints and stuff, but like actual show, was it the free agency prediction with you and Ryan?
Mm-hmm. That's the last time I was on with you guys. Was that show? And I know Dane, you came on. I think it was after that, if I remember right. But yeah, it's been far too long because I think you were fresh out of free agency when you came on my show. And Murph, we still gotta get you on at some point whenever you have a chance to. But no, always a good time chopping up with you guys.
Let's start there because you and Ryan did take half of or at least one side of the ball, and you put together a game plan for Murphh. Or at least what you would do? Would you have been Murphh? You both came up with excellent plans. Murphh had a different one, obviously. So like, you don't even have to compare the two. I'm just asking you, like, did what you think he could do this offseason measure up to what he actually did?
So I was taking a little bit of a different approach. I thought the Jets needed to bring in some animals, some bigger time targets. But they went more volume instead of, quality of players in this situation. So bringing in plenty of guys with, experience, what you're going to get out of these guys. Are you probably reaching for the stars on some of these guys? Like Anima's a little older. Asai probably paid him a little bit more than another team would have paid him. But he gives you something that you don't currently have on your team. Nahshon Wright, obviously, guy with a little bit of experience. He's a little bit of a problem too. Kind of like a hit or miss on a situation. We had a lot of interceptions last year. I think they were just going really like, can we just give a bunch of 1-year contracts to everyone, and next year or the year after, that's when we start kind of taking this thing to another level. Whereas I gave like Quiddy pay, I think it was like 4 years, like $60 million, something like that. So just different approaches. I like what they did. I thought it was a big time situation that they just I think you're going to a situation this year where you're not going to get abused week in and week out. I think you're going to just kind of play games. You're just going to play it and see what happens instead of just like whatever shit that they've been playing for the last few years.
Yeah, I think that the approach was let's raise the floor, right? Because when it was bad, it was really bad, you know. And I think Muji recognized that, and he said, we're not going to have our star quarterback this year. We're going to get a guy that can get us through, and Geno Smith. Agree with him or not, he's like, we're not going to have our guy this year. Likely, it's probably going to be next year. We have all that capital next year, whatever. He's like, let's just raise the floor. Let's add some depth, some talent in the depths of this roster, and then I think next year he's going to change his tune. You know what I mean? I think he's going to take a different approach, and that's the year where he's going to be going out for the star talent. He's going to be he's really going to be shooting for the fences because he's going to probably draft his quarterback unless something happens and like I don't know, like Joe Burrow becomes available, whatever, who knows. But
yeah,
he's gonna get that guy that he believes in at quarterback, and he's gonna try to put some studs around him. And to be fair, I think he's been trying to do so, through the draft and stuff, but even in free agency, I think he's gonna be shooting for the stars this coming year. But this past year, it was raise the floor, like you said, volume. Let's add depth. That defensive line is pretty deep now, especially on the interior. My God, there's four starting caliber defensive tackles. I'm not saying that they're stars or anything, but they're starting that. So yeah, he definitely added some depth this year, and I don't hate it. I don't hate it because we weren't going to have that quarterback this year. So.
What I like the most about it is I feel like the versatility across the entire defense as a whole is the part that gets me the most excited. I know what Aaron Glenn talks about is he wants his defense to be multiple, and that's kind of his goal for this season. And you have guys littered around the entire defense. D'Angelo Pons, I know ideally he's a nickel in this first year, but he can play some outside. He played it in college. You got Minka Fitzpatrick, who could play some nickel. He could play safety. You have, I feel like Malachi Moore is the type of player that, Glenn is looking to be his version of Brian Branch, what he had in Detroit, a player that can, play on the outside and then also play down in the box. Stevens, I'm not crazy about him. I'm not crazy about our outside corners to begin with. But if he needs to back up the safety, even VJ Payne, the guy we drafted late, I'm not expecting much out of him. But he's a guy that, he plays outside corner, but he's a guy that a lot of people are saying, take chance on him. Oh, sorry, play safety, but take the chance on him outside corner. There's just a lot of different avenues they can go on this defense. The one area that I'm still overly concerned with, obviously the outside corner. And then I just don't know what we're going to get out of Jamien Sherwood. Maybe a year without being the captain and being the signal caller might help him, but I just feel like he was too much of a liability last year, and that's still a big time concern for me.
You know what? Him, Sherwood, that is, and Brandon Stevens, both to me, could be gone after this year. I'm whatever on both of them. And now, if they play very well with a new DC and a new play caller and a play calling Superman, then that could extend their life here. But for me, it's like put up or shut up, both of you.
For sure.
Yeah, the Jamien Sherwood thing is kind of a TBD for me. Let's see how he is, with experience there with him. Maybe taking some off of his workload, and hopefully the team isn't a dumpster fire like they were last year, because that just affects everything. Let's be honest. When things are just going wrong, they tend to go wrong everywhere. So, let's see another season before I'm ready to boot him out the door. My biggest thing is safety, man. I know you mentioned Malachi Moore. I am not a fan. He has to prove it to me this year. I know he was a rookie last year, like, so he gets that grace. I'm not saying that the dude should be cut tomorrow or anything like that, but like, I didn't see anything out of him that told me that he was a starting caliber safety, and I don't want just a starting caliber safety. I want a star safety and a starting caliber. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I want like that safety room needs to be better, man, because I think that's what we've been missing. Ever since Jamal Adams
Mhm.
and yeah, you know what I mean. Like, ever since the duo, we
Mhm.
haven't had a good safety in here hardly at all.
Yeah.
So and the defense, I don't know. Like, yeah, we had some years that were good under Sala, but I wouldn't say it was because of our safety play. That's for sure.
No, definitely not. I always joke around about how like that year the Jets the Jets went very unconventional and drafted a safety with their first and second round pick, and it's like ever since they just ignore the safety position as a whole. Like it's just like they're like, no, we're good. We still have these. Oh no, we don't have them. Just realized they haven't been on the team for what 5 years now, 6 years now, depending on which player you're talking about. Um, yeah, it's been ignored for far too long. I know Fitzpatrick came in, but he had a little bit of a down year last year. Still better than what we had, but that's really not saying much at this point. And yeah, more best case scenario, he's like your third option at safety. Um, I think when I did this whole thing with you guys way back when, I think I had the Jets going out there and spending money on safety like in two spots. I think if I remember right, I think I got Reed Blankenship and maybe Brisker or someone else. Like I had them going double dipping at safety just because you ignored the position far too long. Aaron Glenn wants good safeties back there. That's kind of what his defense has worked around when he was with Detroit. So I thought they would take a little bit more of an aggressive approach to safety, but you have so many holes on this team. You can only fill so many. Maybe that's something they target next year, but for far too long, we're just saying, okay, let's fix the problem next year. It never gets fixed.
Dane, I faked you out. Faked you out, son.
You
Anyway,
did.
the only thing I really had to say was like the Fitzpatrick thing. They played him weird last year compared to what he's
Mm-hmm.
played most of his career, and I really worry that we're going to play him the same fucking way.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, it kind of sounds like it, but we don't really
Mhm.
know until we see it on the field. I don't really want him to be like a primary box safety. Like, I want him out. I want him deep middle, dude. I
Mhm.
think the dude just reads the field so well. Like, you can't ignore that talent. Like, that's where I want him, but I don't know if that's where he's going to end up or not. I guess time will tell.
Mhm. That's the
Um,
concern too. Yeah. Mhm.
gotta hit the pause button for just a moment. Couple nuggets coming down the pipeline here. First off, MF Chew 77. Murph, do you know what that stands for?
Motherfucking chew.
That's what I would get.
Church. Gifting a membership, man. I appreciate you, Chew. Man, it feels like I've been seeing you in chats for like 3-4 years now, man. And
Yep.
ever since Lane Train, man, like
Yep.
years ago. We're just an awesome viewer and community member around here and everywhere. Um, another
Yep.
awesome person actually caught that. Crispy, let's go.
Oh yeah.
Love it, man.
Well
Leany,
deserved.
Leany showing love as well. Some douche named Dano sent something earlier. Glaze over that. But another guy, new Jets fan Ali, chiming in with a $5, man. Hell yeah! Happy 4th from Kansas City. Go USA. Jets. Jets. I love that.
Ali,
Ali,
I gotta
welcome.
ask you. Your handle's new Jet fan, and you live in Kansas City. What? There's a lot of questions there. How did that happen?
Yeah, I was going to go there too. I was like, was it Taylor Swift? Is that what happened, or
Yeah.
what? I don't know. Or maybe the person's been a Jet fan all their life, and it's just like, like new mentality, no negativity. I'm done with it. Let's go, Jets. And hey, I can respect that if that's the case. Or
You know what?
even if you said, screw Kansas City.
You
I'd
know,
respect that too.
since we are mentioning possible ways a new Jet fan or in Kansas City could happen. Maybe well, I guess it wouldn't be new, but like maybe he got Damon Heward Chiefs or like I don't know. Because the Chiefs haven't been good forever, but at the same time, it does say new. So I do know Ali though he's a frequent member on the Midnight Mike show. So I'm glad to see that he found us over here on Friday nights. A good member over there. So welcome to have glad to have you, Ali. I also offered it up to the chat. I told them in the third segment because we're going to do like some 10-minute things here. The third segment Q&A. So guys, if you have something you want to pose to us, I think AZ was cooking something down there. Put it in and I'll star it and I'll save it for here in a little bit. If you guys don't mind, could we segue to like the main talking point now?
No, that's totally fine because otherwise I was going to veer way off course. You started bringing up old Chiefs and stuff, and I'm like, oh, I grew up on Priest homes. You guys remember Priest homes? Like, you know what I mean? So let's go. Let's move on because I'd have us way off the rails.
Bro, Priest, then Larry Johnson back to back. Like they always had good running backs, man.
They had another good running back after that too. I can't remember his name right now.
Jamal Charles, but that was a little later, I think. Yeah. Did Dwayne Bowe? Is that not one of the best names ever? Like, all right. I did put on the thumbnail. Murphh can't lose. What does that mean? I could share my screen, but how about I just read you some quotes from an article that came onto the New York Post this morning, Murph, even before we woke up. Yeah, which is pretty early, 3 a.m. All right. Long story short, it's a long story, so I'm just going to make a long story a little bit shorter. Kevin O'Connell, you know him. Yeah, and some of you may have seen this article. I just want to kind of get you guys' your thoughts on it, along with the chats. All of a sudden, you just started speaking some high praise about Darren Murphh, baby. Some of the things he said are the following. I just think the plan that Murphh has had has been really thought out. It's one thing. A lot of teams put the time and energy in to have as much good planning as you can, but it's about the execution of those plans. The way Darren has gone about it doesn't surprise me. He later goes on to say, I know there's not a day Darren shows up to work that he doesn't feel prepared. And I think that's proving to be the case. He's not afraid to make difficult decisions, and I think that's because it's in alignment with the process that he has. He's attempting to execute a vision that he has for that organization. And as a former Jet, it's always good to see the organization in good hands. And they certainly are with Darren, ... NAG. We'll forget about that part for a moment. But later on, he does go in to say, let's see, where did I find it here? I can't find it, but he mentioned how some of the decisions that Murphh has made have been difficult ones, like Sauce, Quinnen, blah blah blah, extending Brees, Titman, all that. Like, but the part I want to lean into, and again, I might be reading too much into it, is the fact that they pointed out that Kevin O'Connell and Murphh were teammates in college, which I didn't know. I didn't know that. But also, like, a lot of people think that Murphh and Glenn are not, or at least no longer, attached at the hip. JJ McCarthy could be fizzling out. Who knows? They got Kyler Murray. Is there a world where we one day see KOC in Jets green? That's the main question, but also, like, is this story coming out on the New York Post out of nowhere, blah, 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 something or nothing?
I think this has been speculated on for a while. A lot of us have been like, "Yo, what's going on with KOC?" Last off season it was mentioned. I know fans were mentioning it, and to be fair, I think I would love it. I One of my best friends is a Vikings fan. Went to my first Jets game with him, Vikings Jets. I've mentioned this many times. Um, and I remember I was visiting him down in he lives in Myrtle Beach, uh, and we were sitting at a restaurant bar and we're watching the Vikings game, and he's like, oh, man, our offensive line sucks. Our offensive line sucks. This was midway through the season or something, and I was like, hey, like our offensive line isn't that bad. We'll trade you a couple linemen for your head coach. He just kind of looked at me. I'm serious, dude. I would love to have KOC. Is it feasible? Is it actually going to happen? Probably not. The likelihood isn't high. Even if he is close to Muji, he still would be taking on this roster. He'd still be taking on a team without a quarterback. Head coaches, especially offensive minded ones, they want to have a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go to a team with an established guy. So yeah, I don't think it's likely, but hell yeah, if he wants to, and things fall out of the bottom with Minnesota, and things fall out of the bottom with us, and AG's gone, and I'm all about it, man. What do you think, Anthony?
I kind of second a lot of what you say. Obviously, Jets have for way too long, and I don't count Adam Gase because he knows as much about offense as he was awful. We all understand how bad he was. The Jets have really ignored the offensive coordinator becoming a head coach. What was that? Sorry.
I was just saying those first drives, though.
Oh my god,
we looked elite. The first drive, but the rest of the game we were booty cheeks. Go ahead.
You know what? It was so long ago. It was so miserable that I every time I see that, I'm like, are we even sure though? Like, I just don't remember anything good out of him. But yeah, I do recall there were games where he'd come out and look like he had the opening script on cue, and then after that opening script, it was like nothing going on. But the Jets, obviously, depending on how things fall out with Darren Glenn, obviously he has this year to prove whether or not he's the long-term guy or what the situation might be. If you're going to be in a situation like we all know that they're probably going to be in next year, that they're going to be picking one of these 5 quarterbacks, 8 quarterbacks, however many you want to call it, that are expected to come out this year and are expected to be high profile, you have to pair him with somebody who you trust to develop him and not do the same thing you did, with Darnold, where he came in and Todd Bowles was his coach. And when Zach Wilson, although there was no fixing Zach Wilson, there was nothing going on there, but still you brought in a defensive coordinator to be the head coach that situation too. I respect what LaFleur did. Obviously he brought the most out of Mike White, got the most out of, even guys like, who was it? Johnson, Josh Johnson came in, had a few good games, whatever. It was like everybody except for Zach Wilson was able to throw for 300 yards in a Mike White offense, in a Mike LaFleur offense. O'Connell would be, obviously a move in that right direction. My thing with O'Connell, I still have some reservations for. Sometimes you get these situations where a guy comes out there and blows up the scene and just automatically gets gifted this title of, offensive guru, quarterback whisperer, so on and so forth. And his year that you really pointed at and said, okay, he took his team to a different level was a year with Sam Darnold, where Sam Darnold already had a year under his belt with Kyle Shanahan. He decided he was part of that room that said, let's get rid of Darnold or let's walk away from Darnold and let's go out there and draft J.J. McCarthy to be his quarterback. And again, J.J. McCarthy might be another Zach Wilson type where there's no fixing him. I never really bought the hype of McCarthy personally, but this was his handpicked guy and his front office picked this guy ahead of Bo Nix, who, you know, I'm not crazy about Bo Nix either, but obviously he shows some signs of being a game winner, game manager type. Chose him over him, and it's blown up in his face. McCarthy looks like he just does not know how to play the game. So there's some concerns there, especially, like I said, if you're going to go into a situation next year where you're picking a quarterback, there's no slam dunk situation. Whoever they're going to get, there's going to be question marks. But yeah, I mean, with all that being said, O'Connell would still probably be miles ahead of anything we've had in such a long time.
I appreciate that. And Murph, I think when you started taking me down memory lane on how this might have been a story last summer or last year, it started coming back to me a little bit. I think I might have heard that, but at the same time, it fell off my radar. You know, just Aaron Glenn. You know, his performance just put that story to bed for me last year.
Do you guys recall? So I remember, for some reason, I remember a third person. So it was O'Connell, it was Murphh, and wasn't there a third person too that was also like in that San Diego
quarterback
story?
room?
Yep. Yeah. Do you know
I can't
who it was?
remember who it was. No,
I forgot
but
too.
there was definitely a third person in there somewhere.
Chat, help us out. Let us know, Chris B, the Bills of the world. You guys are so smart. If you can figure that out or even research it, that would be appreciative. San Diego State, right? In that same era, who was in the room with them that we know today?
Oh, Tanner Engstrand.
Oh yeah, so
it was literally Tanner
That's right.
Engstrand.
That's right. Yeah.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. You got half a shot, Tanner.
To the heart.
Yeah. So, Dane, when I said that, I wasn't trying to discredit the talking point. I think the fact that he brought it up made it a talking point. I don't think it was a talking point before, really, because there was no links to it. There was nobody was saying, "Oh, the Vikings are going to fire Kevin O'Connell." I think that was just a lot of hopeful Jet fans that were like, "Hey, you know, maybe they will." But now it is a talking point because he's shown such love for Darren Muji, and it's like, oh, okay, well, if he does lose his job, you know.
Was it last year too, before he got his extension, that the idea was already starting to get floated out there that he could become available in a trade type of situation? Like, it's really weird. Like, you don't really ever hear that. Like, if a team's entrenched in their guy, like, how many times have you heard situations like John Harbaugh is going to get traded? How many times have you heard situations like Andy Reid's going to get traded? Like, you just don't hear these things. And my big thing is, like, when you hear something in the NFL, yeah, some of it's BS, but something like that's that outlandish, like, there has to be some sort of disconnect, and maybe that's why they fired the GM. Maybe there's just like poor disconnect between the GM and the head coach. But that was a really weird type of situation for Minnesota. Like, I think it was last offseason where it's like, why are they even like, why is this idea even, like, where did it come from? Where did it start? So it was just weird to me, for sure.
And I mean, like, at minimum, and it's probably nothing. I mean, he's showing love for his boy, you know, like, I get it. You're not only like a teammate, but like you go and kind of do similar trajectories and all that. But at the same time, like, if Kevin O'Connell was fired, and if we parted from Aaron Glenn, former Jet, it flamed out. We wanted it to work so bad and it didn't. What better way to softly land KOC here when he was a former Jet? You know, like the people rooting for Glenn can kind of champion O'Connell also. Like, we either will be taking or just selected a rookie quarterback for him to groom. And I'm not saying that this is going to happen. I'm just saying, like, not a bad thing to have on the back burner, right? Like,
we got to talk about something in the middle of June, right? Middle of June, early July.
Correct. And so does KOC. And you know, it's just interesting that he picked Darren Muji. You know, I like it. The chat has very varying opinions to say, but before we get to those, I don't know how many people know this, but if you have memberships on your channel, every first of the month, they give you 10 to give out for free. But you have to do them in lumps of 5. If you ever see anyone give 1, they're paying for it. If they give 5, who knows? They're either using their freebies. Well, I use my freebies. Damn it, I've used them on Sundays a lot lately. So let's do it here on Friday nights. Who got them? You might be wondering. Richie, New York Jets Media, caught one. My man.
Richie,
Love
what's
it.
up?
Love it. Also, Harry Wiener 50, legal name.
Harry W.
The man. And it's really, it's Harry Wiener too. Trust me. This guy, I have a feeling it's not his government name, but I could be wrong. Gator McMicrodick also received a membership on the channel.
There's some crazy shit out there, man. You never know.
Quite possibly. Birth certificate, buddy. I need to see it. 1189 Paris.
As well.
Good. I don't think that's a name, but it sounds like it's a flight or something, or like I don't know, a train or. Yeah. Also, another government name. Okay, Mikhail Edwards 653, all joining the DZ crew. Probably gonna have a new name for that. Not gonna lie, but y'all know who you are. You're the real ones, the people who like, subscribe, and support. Man, just come talk to us Fridays, Sundays, whenever. We'll try to entertain you. We'll also entertain ourselves. Hopefully you appreciate that. But all right, moving along. I did promise Q&A from the chat, but also they've commented quite heavily on the Muji stuff. So why don't I just read some of their comments there, and then if I see questions in between, we'll hit that, and then Murph will get you off to bed, big guy.
I gotta make dip and stuff for the family reunion tomorrow and stuff.
You doing it at your house, or you guys going somewhere for that?
Nah, we're going somewhere or whatever, but I gotta get everything ready.
Are you on the grill or no?
No, I'm not on the grill, but I have to. Everybody got to bring a side or something, So I brought some. I'm bringing some chips and dip, homemade sausage dip. It's like a whole thing,
Nice.
But
sausage dip, hell yeah, that sounds good.
It is.
Let's keep that in mind.
Right. Starting with the softball, wink, wink. Daniel says, Dano, let me play devil's advocate. I hear high praise from Muji, but what has he actually done?
He drafted Membu. That's all I need to say.
Drafted Membu.
I wouldn't have. I mean, I would have taken T-Mac all day. So,
hey, either would have been a good choice, but still.
I like the Mason Taylor pick. We got to see this draft class, the new one, but to get 3 first-round picks, guys that are, high echelon, like in their position groups. I really, really, really like on paper what he's done to the receiver room. You're talking about a position group that looked like, one of the worst in the league by the time he got here, outside of Garrett Wilson. And now you're talking about 3 or 4 guys that do different things. Mason Taylor and Sadiq, add them to like the passing mix. Brees Hall still. I mean, he can do stuff out of the backfield when given the opportunities. I really like what he's done to the offense as a whole. Defense is a different story. I think there's a lot of holes in the defense, but offensively, like you've heard a lot. Dan Orlovsky's mentioned it plenty of times. Like the Jets offense looks like it's ready to roll and ready to support a rookie quarterback when they determine that they're going to make that move, which we'll expect that to be in 2027. So that's what I would say Muji has done. He's revamped this offense. Like I think one more thing too. Like every starter on this offense, I don't know if you realize this, every starter on this offense outside of Geno Smith is under contract for the next 2 years. So again, whoever's on the field today is going to get experience in this offense, and next year when the quarterback comes in, he's going to come in with guys around him that know what they're doing, and he just needs to figure it out. And that's very, very rare to see the Jets in a situation where that's the case.
What For me personally, and I not to y'all had perfect takes, but obviously it's opinion based, like what you think he's done. Person, because it hasn't equated to wins yet. Let's be honest, it hasn't. But like it takes time. For me though, like Daniel Meehan, what Muji has actually done that I think deserves applause is dude, how many times the past decade, okay? And you guys tell me, like, how many times did we look good on paper, think we had talent, go out there and play, fucking suck, okay? And then that not just that, but the next off season, we fool ourselves. Oh, we still look good on paper. You know what we're going to do? We're just going to tinker things, get a little better where we were the weakest, and run it back because we should have been better last year, even though we weren't. We're just going to tinker this roster, and we're gonna do better next time, champ. Muji didn't do that. Okay, we thought we had decent, we had talent in places, blah blah blah. We went and we saw a 3 fucking win season or a 4 win season. I don't even know, man. A 0 win season for all I care. Okay. He didn't even wait that long. He said, nah, we're not just going to tinker. No, nope. Going to fucking sauce. Boom. Gone. Quinnen out of here. Not for nothing. For great packages. But he didn't subscribe to that. Oh, we should have been better than a 3-win team. We are on paper. Let's just tinker and dabble. And all of a sudden, your 2022 class is 30 years old. No. He said, let's sell these guys now before they get one contract away from being 30, whatever, or we got to pay them. And let's just fucking do this all over again from scratch, baby. And for me, that deserves kudos because I don't know that I would have did that if you asked me on Halloween, like, because I would have said, on paper, we're good. I don't know why we're not winning, but if we just tinker, like I would have. But Muji said, no, fuck it, dude. Just wake up. That's exactly what he did. That's what his moves suggested. And I think I think everybody in here knows we're a better team today than we would have been had we not made those decisions in October or November, or whenever that was.
Hey, Dane, do that again for me.
Yeah, we got Dean slapping himself.
That's the best part of the show right there.
That was a real one though. The one what you just did right there, like that one you did a minute ago. Like we all heard it.
That was legitimate. He actually there was a something to that.
Yeah, there was
Hey
some
man,
sound.
we were cheeks. It's only fair that I smack mine. Bro. But like for real, Daniel, like I think you're a Finns fan. I get it. Outsider. I mean, you're even plugged into the Jets, so I get it. He on paper nothing, but also like he gave us a chance to like not keep beating our head into a wall like we've done for 10 years. Like, bro, Will McDonald we drafted long after Brees Hall and them. What did he just turn, Murph?
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, 27 years old. Like some of these guys, man, shit or get off the pot. Like, and it took big boy pants. And yeah, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. Gonna keep rolling. Sorry, I think we've hit that. But okay, Artie, who's to say Gino won't be good for the next 2 years?
His past.
Hmm.
I mean, really? Like, look at his performance in the NFL so far. He had like one good year. He hasn't even put 2 good years together. You know what I mean? I don't know. Okay, I think he had one good and one okay year. I can't believe in Gino until he makes me believe in Gino, and I want to. I want to believe in Gino. You guys know I'm a WVU fan, so anytime we get some love, we get a guy that's actually performing well, he's playing for my Jets, I'm all about it. But I can't do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe it until I see it.
You know, Anthony, I want to ask you the same question, but before I do, can you read a chat for me, Murph?
No, I already read it. No. No, you cannot. No, you cannot, Mr. Micro Dick.
With the micro dick,
again-
you may not be able to dip. I mean, how you gonna make
Nick
that work?
Micro. I'm sorry, it's Nick Micro Dick.
Hey man, how are we gonna stir the bottom of that dip? Okay,
With a spoon,
Just
like
a
a
tip,
normal
just
fucking
a tip.
person. Okay.
All right. Okay, Anthony. Who's to say? So we did talk about KOC and whispering
Mhm.
our next quarterback and blah 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 blah. Who's to say Geno isn't a 2-year bridge that's worth it?
So the first thing I'll say on the Geno front is he's under contract for 1 year. I don't know what his second contract looks like if that were the case with the Jets. I mean, like, is he going to be like a vet minimum type of thing? Like he's on the Jets right now because they're paying him what, like $3 million, whatever it is. Is he going to get $10 million from the Jets? I mean, that seems like a little rich type of situation. Like Murph said, like it's just a battle of inconsistency with Geno Smith. If we get it, like what we're hoping for is for him to, as we mentioned so many times, raise the floor of what this offense is. Like, can we just not be the 32nd ranked offense for one time? Can we, can we ignore that graphic that comes out, I feel like every single year, where it's like they show the Jets like stats and it's like ranked 34th out of qualifying quarterbacks. That means like other teams' backups are doing better than what our guys are doing. I think that's what he's here to do, is he's just here to bring some normalcy to this offense. And the way he's going to do it is probably not going to be entertaining. It's going to be to the effect of he's probably somewhere in that 18 to 25th ranked quarterback. And that is still miles and miles ahead of anything that Jets have had in such a long time. Maybe he does come back next year and he's just bridging the gap a little bit here for the next quarterback. But if the Jets are in a situation to pick quarterback next year, they're picking a quarterback and they're running with it. And at some point in time, Geno Smith is not going to be your answer here.
Yeah, even if he is good, the dude's already 35, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what are you looking for? He's not a long-term solution. So, yeah, okay, maybe he gives you 2 good years. I doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it. We might get lucky and get 1, and then we end up overpaying him, giving a big 3-year contract, $150 million for 3 years or some bullshit like that. And it bites us in the ass. So I'd rather not do that. He's here for the year, and hopefully we're moving on to the next one. Maybe he'll be a steer.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to spit bars there, but
and I mean,
the
one low hanging fruit here too, and why like he can't be a second in 2 years. Like he still has this legal situation hanging around the background that I know Rich Samini was on with the Jets Collective show, and he did mention that he'll probably play this year, and there probably won't be punishment handed down this year. But based on everything you're hearing, it does sound really, really fishy, like type of situation. I don't know how much to believe or how much not to believe, but the fact that the investigation is still ongoing is a little alarming, more so than I would like. So I think that's also part of your reason why you may not get 2 good years out of him, because if there's some truth to the stories that are out there, he's going to get some punishment next year, and I can't see the Jets having that in their building. You've seen other similar situations. Teams opt to cut the player and let them walk out. Don't know the Jets have that luxury, because then you're stuck with Brady Cook or Cade Klubnik being your starters. So some concern there, obviously, but I mean that's obviously something you got to consider in the back end.
I don't want to go down too deep of a rabbit hole with this one, but what I will say, and I'll leave it there, is like I've heard said a lot of times about this stuff, like professional teammates forgive far worse. They're all professionals. They're going to play ball. The only thing I would say to the people who say that, do you know this Jets team? Because last I heard, this team was doing Bible study last summer. They could not. There's a world where they don't forgive it as easily as most locker rooms. That's all I'm trying to say. This is like, if this happened, it's a moral dilemma, and like he's not just a player; he's the leader of the team. So
Right.
like again. Okay. Someone didn't want me to say that. I'm just
You're
gonna
back.
mic check. I'm being silenced.
They're listening.
I
He's
don't know
gone.
what happened there. I don't know.
I don't know either.
YouTube said, get out of here.
Oh, what the heck happened there?
I don't know. He'll be back. There he is. He's back already. He's back ready to run his mouth.
You all right?
I'm all right. His big brother, they didn't like that take. Probably
Apparently
neither did
not.
any of you. But yeah, I'm just saying, like, hey, man, this is a different team. This is like culture, accountability, high morals. We'll see how this investigation, plays out. But like you said, Anthony, not a 2-year deal. Like, the chat wanted to know who's to say he's not good for 2 years. It's a 1-year deal. And if something derails it, or maybe even just gets in his head and he just doesn't perform for 6 weeks straight or something, that era's over.
Mm-hmm.
The whole moral dilemma thing, like I don't know. I don't know how you can play behind somebody, like you said, team leader, whatever, and you know that person is a real piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but we don't know any of the. I haven't really. I'm waiting for all the facts to come out and us actually know what the hell's going on.
Agree. Yeah.
Murph, I know you're running out of time. Do you have 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 6? You tell me. 3
Give me
minutes.
3 minutes. We can do one question.
All right. How about a quick one and then one you might have to scratch your brain on real quick? It'll be 3 minutes. All right. There were some arguments in the chat about whether or not Sherwood's extension was a good move. I don't think it's in hindsight. I think at the time, okay. AZ said he was the 18th best linebacker, not 10th, like someone else said. And that was his first good year. AZ followed it up and said, I think he got paid top 5 linebacker money. So real quick, it could be one word, it could be a sentence, Murph, before we get you out of here. Was that a good signing at the time and a good extension?
No, actually, no, it wasn't. Plain and simple. Even at the time, I was like, really? Wow. Like, okay, I guess. That was my reaction to it. It was like, okay. And if there is one thing I'm going to criticize Muji on, it's plain and simple. He's a little too quick on that re-sign trigger. I mean, the dude is re-signed every potential re-signing he can have, other than the guys he's traded away. I don't know, man. Even the dudes he's traded away, Sauce, he re-signed. So I'm just saying, like he is quick on that trigger, and it's like, sometimes that's not the move to make. And it's a hard choice to make, but it's the truth.
All right, Murph. One other. Last week, big segment. What are your personal 5 favorite TV shows of all time? I'm not asking you to rank yours 5-1 right now because I didn't prep you for this. But me and Scott later had a wager. Could either one of us guess one show on your top 5? Just curious. Do you know any offhand? And any ranking? Do you have your one concrete and maybe one or two others? What say you when it comes to that?
Well, I got to know, are we talking like series too? Like things that you've watched on like maybe Netflix or HBO or something like that? Oh, see, that changes things.
I can give you some of ours real quick if you have 10 more seconds.
No, I'm just going. I'm a big, like, I like stupid stuff. I like funny stuff. So naturally, there's going to be like the adult comedy or adult cartoon type comedies. So like, Family Guy, Rick and Morty, either American Dad or Futurama. We'll say Futurama. And then I loved Game of Thrones. for a more serious series, and we're going to
Maybe
say
reality.
we're going to no. There's no reality in there, dude. I hate reality TV. Uh, mm, I'm going to say Breaking Bad. I was going to
Yeah.
say The Witcher, but there's only been like 3 seasons, and it's just not enough yet for me to put that there. But yeah, Breaking Bad's always an OG. That's a goat.
So not Buck Wild.
No, even though it was in West Virginia, yeah.
Good deal. All right, man.
All right, fellas. Sorry, I got to deuce out, but have a good night. Have a great fourth. Everybody be safe. Make sure you got long wicks. You know, if you got a short wick, you got to chuck it right off the bat. All right.
Don't go stirring any dips with it. That's for sure.
Mm-mm.
That's right.
See you,
Good night,
Murph.
All right, Murph. Happy birthday, man. Enjoy your time. There we go.
There we go. There. Now we're normal.
Equal playing field here.
Anthony, how long do I have you, brother? And it's up to
I
you.
got a little while. I mean, I don't know how long you want to roll for, but you got questions in the chat. Let's roll with them.
We got
I could probably
questions.
give you till 10:30. I mean, whatever you need.
That works. Maybe a call or two if they call in fast enough, kind of thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Let's do this. I did lose the chat the last few minutes with Murph, but I wanted to get him out of here. It's been a couple weeks for him. He was doing his Murph Power Hour in here, which I love. I told him he could take July off, but he said, "No, just get first hour. Get out of here, man."
Mhm.
I like it. I like it. Here's one from Daniel. He said he followed it up after hearing our responses to what has Muji done, and he said, "Fair enough. How many more victories, though, are you guys expecting?"
I mean, I think it all depends on like really what version of Geno Smith do we get. Do we get the one that was the Raiders, where I mean, there were a lot of factors around him too that led to his poor season. That was a terrible offensive line. I think Kelly, what's the name? Who's the offensive? Chip Kelly, whatever. Like basically like gave up play calling at some point in time, gave up like game planning for weeks, whatever. There was a lot of weird situations there, but all that to be said, like I know like Kerry Rhodes was on with Frankie V and like bet the over. They're gonna win 9+ games. I'm not there. I'm not close to there. I have them right around between 5 and 7 wins. I just don't. Aaron Glenn is also a huge question mark. We just don't know how much of last year was real. Like, was that 3-game stretch? Was that 3-game window where they won 3 and 5 games, whatever? Is that some of the real stuff or whatever, or is it a lot of the 0 and 7 and what came after that? The tail end of the season, obviously, they were in full on tank mode. I know teams don't tank, but they were tanking. You don't start Brady Cook if your team is trying to win. But 0 and 7 to start is very concerning. I always like kind of went back to the fact that like a lot of those games were blowouts that they just kind of like creep back in to make it look like it was a 1-score game. The only game I looked at like that was like, oh shit, like I think this guy might have something. Was he definitely had that team motivated to start the season in that Pittsburgh game. But other than that, just was very concerning. But yeah, I'm right there around 5 wins, 7 wins. 7 wins would be like my optimistic. I would think that's a home run type of season for him, where you got to bring him back. But I just don't. I don't know. I'm still very pessimistic on him until I see something different.
Also, like, is year 2 the judge, jury, and executioner for Muji? Like, I don't think so. I think he's already done enough. Call me crazy. He's done enough to earn year 3. And I know year 3, Dane, we just got done with 1. Yeah, I do. I think he's done enough to warrant a year 3, because if year 2 is bad, it won't be him leaving. So that's my opinion, obviously, and you may disagree, but all I'm trying to say is like I'm at 6 to 8 wins, but also like I'm banking on Brees playing better and Garrett being there. and Brandon Stevens have an actual competition alongside him. And the safety room being like there's enough to say 6 to 8 wins. Nine's a lot. Like you can't say 9 yet. Like I don't know, man. You got to perform better in the East for me. Like I get it. A lot of people want to chalk in 2 Finns wins, and I may too. But like I also got to see them first, and I haven't. But if you go 1-5 in the East, you're not winning even 6 to 8 games probably. So yeah.
To hit that number, they have to win. Like that's thing too. Like every time I look at this, like, and I do these like schedule like win loss projections, whatever. I have them around 5-7 wins, whatever. And that's obviously like splitting the hairs on some of the we should be able to win this game, kind of given the benefit of the doubt. But that Tennessee game, like if you lose that game, not only are you losing a game that you open the season with that you got a shot at, but you're also losing a game where that's like your most winnable game in the first 4 games. You lose that one, you're potentially staring 0-4 in the back. I mean, I know week to week in the NFL anything can happen, but that's how critical week 1 is for this team to really get things moving in the right direction.
I'm with you. Artie chimes in and says the last 5 games were alarming. I'm emphasizing alarming. Yeah, but I believe that was what he meant as well. And Chris says 9-8. It just depends where you're at. But
I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God I'm wrong. I hope I'm dead wrong. And then they like surprised all win 11 games. I just have a very difficult time seeing what we saw last year. And again, I don't put much into the last 5 games, but it was very scary to see that result, and he's back. But we all knew what was going on there. But it's so hard to look at that last month of December and then come in here and say they lose. It's hard.
I am with you. And that little final question I had for Murph has sparked a little bit of engagement in the chat. We are going to hit that on the back end. I want to ask you, Anthony, too. And maybe with this caller that I have coming in, maybe you can take a minute to kind of think of what your top 5 would be, or if you have a top 3 or something. But I have chat members ones as well to hit. We still got some time here with Anthony. But we have a caller on the line. Anthony, I also got to get your Knicks take before you leave. So we got to get chopping here.
Yeah, for sure. We're good.
All right. I think this guy is literally undefeated when it comes to being the first caller in the Danger Zone. So without further ado, let's let the reigning champion onto the program, Charles Gorman.
Hey, Ed, come over here. I got a guest for you. Ed, come over here. Turn off your phone. I actually see him wearing a Venom t-shirt that I got from GameStop over the weekend. No, Venom, not Spider-Man. Venom. No, not Tom Hardy. Comic book Venom. Let me get this.
There you go.
I think this is Mark Bagley's artwork. And I'm glad you're familiar with the comics. This is my brother. He's my older brother. Hello. He's staying the night because there's no air conditioning at my parents' house at the moment.
Oh,
so don't mind him.
Stay cool, man. Stay cool.
Yeah, we're spending time together. Obviously, hope both of you gentlemen are willing to celebrate our 250th anniversary tomorrow, regardless what political affiliation you identify with. It's America, baby. America, fuck yeah. America, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah. What was that? Team America, right? Was that the name movie, right?
Yeah, that was fun from the. I gotta watch that one. It looks funny as hell. Wild too.
It's a classic, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, last week we talked about naming like any top 5 shows you really like to watch. A lot of mine were a mixture of animated and live action. One of my top favorite live action shows growing up, rest in peace, was the original Walker, Texas Ranger with Chuck Norris. Me and my pop, we grew up huge Chuck Norris fans. And I loved how, if you're familiar with comics, one of my favorite artists, Mike Diodato on Instagram, did a nice tribute. He death now answers to him now.
What was
He did a
his
whole
name?
thing.
Mike what?
Mike Diodato.
Mike Diodato?
He's a great artist, one of my favorites in the business. You don't have to look him up now. Look him up when you're after the show, man. He's a great artist.
I'm writing his name down though, so I can look it up.
He's a great artist. One of my favorites. One of my favorite animated shows of all time. A lot of them consist in the DC animated universe franchise, the Bruce Timm universe, the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited animated series. Of course, I can't ignore Batman, the animated series. Rest in peace, the great Kevin Conroy. You will be missed, but never forgotten. I will also add, I showed a clip of this over the weekend. Static Shock. Is that Fast Eddie? What are you talking about? No, it's actual Eddie Brock. No, I don't know what the hell he means by Fast Eddie.
Your brother.
Oh no, he's not Fast Eddie at all. My brother's not fast. I'm confused. No, my brother. His nickname's not Fast Eddie. Not Ed. No, your nickname on Jake Asman was Steady Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah.
And his father's name was called Eddie Spaghetti. I don't know why. Why did they call you Eddie Spaghetti?
I was called Eddie Spaghetti from when I was 8 years old.
You never told me this shit.
And then when I was in high school, one of my teachers, Deacon Rich, he's a deacon at St. Augustine's on Kendall Park. He used to call me Eddie Spaghetti.
But what was the origin behind it? Why they call you Eddie?
Because I was skinny spaghetti.
Well, now you're fat as fuck. Then again, so am I.
Was it mom's spaghetti?
I don't know about that, but my mom's spaghetti is damn good.
Is there vomit on his sweater already?
Huh?
Is there vomit on his sweater already?
Is his palm sweaty?
No, he's fine. But yeah, another one of my favorite shows was Numbers. It featured I just looked up his name yesterday. He was in that mediocre Supergirl movie that was released last week. David Krumholtz, thank you. The guy that played one of the taller elves in the Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. David Krumholtz.
He was in that Wednesday movie back in the day too.
Oh, really? I gotta watch that too. I like him as an actor. Numbers. What I loved about that show, Numbers. I mean, it wasn't it was far from a boring show. Was that David Krumholtz's character? Yeah, I heard Venom was a good metal band too. I never knew that till a few years ago. But also that he used math to help him solve crimes. I was like, wow, this is so fucking cool. Math can help people solve crimes.
David Krumholtz, not to go down a rabbit hole with you, but follow him on IG, man. He's a pretty good follow.
I did. I followed him on Instagram. Yeah, I did. I just did not too long ago. Speaking of Breaking Bad, I remember my friend Thomas Leedy, who introduced me recently to this old anime from the early 2000s called Full Metal Panic, which I watched the first 2 episodes on Crunchyroll. God, it's funny as hell. It's not a parody of Full Metal Jacket. It's far from it. But it's kind of like this 18-year-old kid that was a secret agent trying to protect this girl that's not too much younger than she's 16, 17 from KGB agents and shit. It is this dude, I shit you not. All he knows is war and combat shit. Has no idea how to talk to people. Has no idea how to socialize and shit. His social skills outside of kicking ass and taking names are dog shit. And I'll never get it. Episode 1, he actually knocks on the door while the girls were changing to get ready to play baseball. He charges in without giving a fuck about all the girls getting their underwear and shit. And he grabs the girl, throws it down, stick it down. Shh. And I'm like, yo, they're in their fucking underwear. They don't give a fuck. If I did that shit, they can't be fucking castrated. It is fucking hysterical, bro.
That sounds indecent, man.
Hysterical. But he showed me anyway. My friend Thomas that I met through one of my college best friends, Colin, introduced me to the show Breaking Bad. We watched the first 2 episodes. Freaking incredible. Bryan Cranston's a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
I think he played Zordon in the most recent Power Rangers movie.
I think
Have
so.
you
Yeah.
ever, Charles? Have you ever seen the new show, The Pit?
I haven't. I've heard of it. I don't know how good it is, but
Great, by the way. It's like a 9 out of 10. But Bryan Cranston's daughter is an actress on that show.
is she hot?
I'll leave that up to you. I'm a
I
taken
was thinking
man.
about that part. Sorry, ladies, but I'm sure. Look, I know it's hard to be like. Obviously, when a child of a legendary actor is in the same profession, it's hard to measure up. Like Dennis Quaid, one of my favorite actors since childhood. His son Jack Quaid is an actor.
Mm-hmm.
He did the Boys series on Amazon Prime. Another comic book thing he's working on is the My Adventures of Superman, which is like a Superman anime, but it's really good. It's on HBO Max. He voices that version of Superman in the show, and in my opinion, he does a great job. Not Tim Daly or George Newbern level, but he still does a great job. But Jack Quaid's a very talented actor, and we shall see, man. But as for the Jets, now obviously, you know, I do agree with the win total. Like the most likely win total is 7 wins, but I want to see this team strive for get at least 10. So that we can, because it's been over 10 years since we finished their season with a winning record.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously we haven't made the playoffs since my junior year of high school. That was the happiest I've ever been as a Jet fan. Where we beat those mother effing Pages in the playoffs. Where Brandon Edwards dragged 2 of their crummy defensive backs into the end zone. Where Sean Green went night-night to the end zone. When David Harris picked off Tom Brady, almost ran into the house. If it wasn't for a hustling fat Algie Crumpler.
What a name. That's a terrible
David
name.
Harris. Algie Crumpler, who's like one of the fattest guys in the league. He's running down, and he hustles, and I'm like, and somehow we don't even get a lousy field goal out of it. I mean, Nick Folk was great, but I'm just like, we don't even get a goddamn field goal out of this bitch.
Did you see David Harris? I think he was on with maybe it was Eric Allen, whatever, this week, and he
No, I didn't. I gotta check that out. I love David Harris.
He literally
was
said
a phenomenal linebacker.
one of his biggest regrets was not getting to the end zone and being chased down by a 300-pound Algie Crumpler. It's like because they brought up and we missed a field goal. It's like, oh, all that for nothing.
Actually, it wasn't for them because that changed the outcome of the game.
It did. Mm-hmm.
It did. Even though we didn't score in that play, that sentiment to New England that your 45-3 shit is of distant memory. Mm-hmm. We coming in and I don't know, I hate the Giant fans are gonna hate me for this shit. We coming in to start you out, motherfucker. And we embarrassed them. I know we won by like 1 possession, but we embarrassed the Patriots. I mean, Patrick Chung looking like a clueless fuck on a fake punt. I mean, shit, like they tried to do a fake punt, and Patrick was like, oh, what do I do with the football? Do I go north, south, east, west? Where do I go, guys?
You know, if only we had
shitty-ass hairdo.
If only we had Tim Tebow as our punt protector in that game, right?
No,
we
didn't have something Tim Tebow. He's probably in the sideline doing this. I pray to God for this fool, bro. I pray to God for this fool, bro.
Not touching that one.
Anyway, man, I just want to come in and see how you guys are doing. Look, as for our defensive line, I think we are in good hands with Carl Dunbar. I believe in Carl Dunbar. He's a great defensive line coach. I think we're gonna be better against the run than we were last year. But more importantly, I think we're gonna have a better pass rush than we had compared to years past. With that being said, that's all I got for you guys. It's a great meeting you, Jets Life Podcast. Keep doing your thing. Love you rocking the Knicks hat. My dad has been craving for that son of a bitch for 53 fucking years.
Too long.
Even though I somewhat converted to being a Knicks fan, I'm happy more so for my dad than anything else. My dad's been a Knicks fan more than me.
Yeah,
peace out, guys. And God bless America.
God bless, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Yeah, I can't second that enough, man. Like as far as like the next game is concerned, like we were all, so every year, my whole family, like my brothers, my parents, we all go out to the Tampa area, Tampa, Florida, and we have a resort where we're all together, whatever. And we usually get there on Saturdays, and we all rushed to get out there for Game 4 because, and this is when the Knicks were up 2-0. It's like they might sweep them, so we got to make sure we're all there. And we got there, and it was like panic hours because of the 29-point deficit. It's like, damn, we're about to freaking be down or tied 2-2 with this damn team, and things aren't looking good, whatever. And then my father comes down with the freaking Jameson, and like literally as soon as the Jameson got popped open, it's like it all freaking started. It all started. And he was probably more stoked than a lot of us were because he hadn't seen it for. He came to the United States when he was like 14, I think he said, or 13 or 14, whatever. So probably around 65, 66, around that time. And he came here and he's like, oh, Jets win a Super Bowl. Oh, friggin' Knicks win championships. Oh, the Mets win championship. It's like he saw all his teams win like in a short period of time. And hasn't been anything ever since until that 2 weeks ago.
So, very good point. Cheers, brother. Champs.
Definitely.
Does them breaking the seal, so to speak, on the New York semi-drought help the Jets at all? The Mets, the Yankees, anything you want to spin, or is it's totally different? Doesn't mean a damn thing.
So I mean, obviously, I mean, I'm going to say the Knicks are different than any other team winning, just because I know you have the Nets there, but the Nets aren't. The Nets aren't taken apart in New York. The Knicks really unite the entire city more than the Jets would because you have the Giants on the other side. More than the Mets would because you got the Yankees as well. I know, obviously, probably Yankees, obviously, more fans than the Mets. They probably own the city more than we do. But I think what it does is I think it re-energizes the city in a way that hasn't been for a really, really long time, to understand like, hey, like, we have legitimate fans here, whether or not, you get the same pull like Knicks do. You have fans out there that are going to support the winning in a way that these teams just don't understand. The Giants, obviously, they won in 07 and 11, if I remember the years right. They won. They understand it. I do think the Giants are a little different because they've already won in the 80s. They won one in the 90s. So it is a little different. It wasn't like a long time coming type of situation. But I think for the Jets specifically, maybe even the Mets too, like you understand, like, hey, this is like a long, long drought. And look at what these fans did in situations where they felt the drought could end. They were going into other teams' arenas in the conference championship games, in the finals, and were highly present. Like it was apparent that they were there, to the point where the home team was getting booed in some of these situations. It's just a different animal when a New York team is legitimate, more than it can really even be explained. And anybody who doubts it understands it now because what the Knicks fans were able to do in that series.
You mentioned the Giants, brother, and I was listening. I had to step and grab a giant nugget because I need your thoughts on it. If I plop it onto the screen, can you just give me your reaction to it?
Sure.
All right, let's see.
Oh my God. What the heck is going on here? I feel like that's like the old family portraits. Like my family has like, we weren't wearing the denim jackets, but we were wearing the blue jeans with the shirt, like the whole family type of situation. That can't be real, is it? Oh my God, no. What the heck is going on there? Is that real? Like, is this real? Or is this just AI? Oh my God.
Real.
What is this? Like,
it's their, hey, teams do their damn photo shoots and all that. It's, how a lot of people do like the Step Brothers one where like your hands on their shoulder and they're wearing sweater vests.
yeah.
I don't know the spin they were going with this, but I saw this on my timeline and I'm like,
Oh my God.
for me, and it's saying a lot, bro. I can get over the denim. I don't think I can get over these
holding?
monstrosities on their feet.
What the heck is going on here? Are those like what are those? Are those like Crocs like type of things? Like what the heck? I can't.
Yeah,
They are
yeah,
Crocs.
they're Crocs. Yeah.
The heck? Oh my
Chat,
god!
what do you think of these glamour shots? Are
Jets, we
they
cannot. Woody, Muji, Aaron Glenn, whoever's listening, you cannot let these guys beat you to the punch in New York. Because if that's the case, you cannot let these guys beat you to owning football in New York. It just can't happen. Can't happen. Now I like Scatterboo a lot. I like Jackson Dart a lot, but you can't be putting shit like this out there, man.
Peg? You know what? If Peg says this, I'm with her.
You know what?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
there was a point in time where, and maybe the Jets should have taken advantage of this. There was a point in time where Braxton Berrios and Zach Wilson could have been doing this as well. That was the bromance that the Jets had for a little bit of time.
Or dare I say, for 3 days, maybe you could have seen Braxton Berrios and Mike White doing this for 3 days.
I still think more the Zach Wilson. Like they were out like what they're wearing. Like Braxton Berrios is good and Zach Wilson is good. Like interchanging shirts and shit like that too. Like they were. It wasn't this, but it was getting close. It was getting close.
Dude, I don't think anything is this.
No.
Like, yeah. So, guys, gals, if you want to screenshot these images, go ahead, but spike the like first. And I'm sure you want to share that turtleneck across your group chats and DMs. Feel free. Yeah, okay. Now I got to get this off of my screen.
Yeah.
And out of my photo album and out of my bookmarks and just pretend it never happened.
You're sending the wrong message to your channel, man.
Hey, the message is what you said. You said it, man. You said it loud, proud. You meant it. I'm with you.
Do not let
you
these
can't.
guys.
You know the only reason. The only reason people do is because of John Harbaugh, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Anthony, I know you've got a roll, brother. Dude, we've done over an hour here, man. You killed it.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you, man. Why don't you tell the viewers what you got going on? Oh. Do you have a moment for a caller that demands to speak to you?
Anybody who believes in Dom Zavada, I got it.
Okay, well that buys me a potty break. I'm gonna, you know what? You two go at it for 60 seconds. Chat, you're gonna be on screen as well. Who's calling? Tell us now your prediction. Without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend, the fertile legend, as some circles call him. See if I can grab him. Johnny Boy.
So, guys,
boy, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
I like the fit, man. They got the United States overalls going.
Oh, hell yeah, man. You know it, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get on my thing, man. You know it.
Happy 4th of July, man.
Hey, happy 4th to you, man. Hey, Knicks at 5, baby.
Knicks in 5.
Still can't believe it, man.
Knicks in 17. How many games did it take us? 19 games? Jeez. What a run, man. That was just incredible. I don't know, like, you know, obviously haven't seen my teams win, like, you know, outside the Rangers in 94, but I was freaking 4 years old at the time. But, dude, like to see like pure dominance in a playoff run, I don't give a shit who we played. You still swept and mopped the floor with most of those teams. The only team that gave us a fight was Atlanta, and that should have been a sweep as well. I thought that should have – out of all the series, I probably thought that should have been a sweep. I was pissed off when we took them 6 games. But it was an awesome run. So glad that this core, this team, because if you're a Knicks fan, you grew to love this team even before the championship, and then to actually see them get to the finish line,
I mean,
it was worth every minute.
Bro, for us to try to like hype ourselves up with some of the players that were here when we were drafting them, and we were like, in the inside, we were like, oh, this is gonna be such a shit show, but then, you know, we're still diehards, so we're like, hey, we gotta do it, you know. And here we are. And then I don't know if you saw while you've been on the show, but Andre Drummond just got signed by them.
$4 million.
You know, and as a rotational big, I don't think that's bad whatsoever, man. He's still pretty young. You know, I think he's 31, if I'm not mistaken. He's that 7-footer that everybody wants, but it's. I mean, I'm not here like I'm pumped about it. You know,
I hear you. I'm still. I'm not gonna say I'm like in pain that we lost Mitchell Robinson, whatever. It's just annoying because I know the whole second apron crap, whatever it is, and I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I understand the NBA cap like I do in the NFL. It's just a weird animal there. But my understanding is that you are able to go into the second apron if you're re-signing your own players, and that's exactly what the Knicks did. They brought in all their own guys. So the only player that was really left, I mean, Clarkson's still out there, but I'm not a huge fan of Clarkson personally.
I mean, with all the guards that we got now, it makes no sense.
No.
I feel like we're overloaded in guards right now, and we still have Tyler Kolek there. You know what I mean? So like, it'll be intriguing, an interesting one. But hey, you said it, bro. What a run! I mean, you know, the only thing that I thought that could have made this a lot better is if we would have fucking drafted Zavada, okay? Because I was on that shit forever and a day, and I don't know. It is what it is. Dude, I'm still pumped about.
Hey, you were right, man. Because look, we end up because Zavada's with he's with the Giants now, and they cut ties with Sanders, or Saunders, whatever. They cut ties with him because they felt confident with him and whoever the other rookie is. I forget who they have on their depth chart, whatever. But they felt pretty confident with those two guys that they let a pretty solid kicker for the Dolphins for so many years just walk into free agency. And the guy we got in UDFA didn't even make it into training camp. So, you know, there was some validity to your belief there. I mean, we pulled up the highlights in the middle of our show. We had kicker highlights rolling.
Hell yeah.
You know, sometimes they don't see it the way we do, and I mean, we'll see what his career turns out to be, but. Obviously, Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator, by the way. Like that's his trade. Has faith in a rookie kicker. So that if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will.
So I mean, and it's the reason why, because you kind of hit on it right now, is why I'm still okay on whatever they're doing, because I do believe in Banjo, you know. And the other day we were kind of talking about the marrying of the old school with the newer coordinators on there, and dude, it goes from like the extreme of 6 years all the way up to 25 years. You know, which I think that's a good thing because the innovation will constantly be there. So the hope is that this marriage can coexist together and it doesn't go into some nasty divorce, you know.
Yeah.
And so this is what I wanted to ask when I came on, because I don't know what's going on, but I'm a big Sadiq fan. Okay. DayngerZone is a big Sadiq fan. Big Sadiq fan?
Yeah, I'm happy with the pick.
Okay.
Especially the fact that I was big on receiver, and the fact that we end up getting a receiver in the end of the first round made it make even more sense.
So I've been on record that I think Mason Taylor is going to have a very big year, because I think that Sadiq is going to be used more to open up the field, and then Taylor's going to be the one's going to benefit from it right now, right? Rookie getting to know it, but the Alfredo Roberts and the marrying of those type of tight ends, I'm so pumped about. My question to you, is it crazy that I'm thinking that it's going to be Mason Taylor? Because I'm literally on record saying that I think Mason Taylor is going to have the second most receptions on the team. I mean, Garrett Wilson, then it's Mason Taylor for me. Your guys' thoughts?
I personally still, I mean, we forget a few years ago, Brees Hall was second on the team in receptions. I'm still kind of like there that he's going to have he's got some big stake in the passing game, especially the fact that these teams are going to have to back up a little bit more because it's not Garrett Wilson and nobody else. There's actually some bodies out there that you have to keep your eyes on, and what that should do is open things up for Brees. And look at what Frank Reich did with Indianapolis a couple years there with Taylor over there. So I do think he's going to try and use Brees Hall, and there's a reason why they paid him the contract they paid him. They want to keep him around. They want to make him the focal point of this offense. But I think I'm not against that. I don't think Mitchell's going to be up there. I think he's going to have a good season. I don't think he's going to be like a big-time receptions guy. He's going to have a few deep catches type of situation like that. Omar Cooper, I got to see it before I believe it at this point. I like what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing so far. And I like what I saw last year. But yeah, I think Mason Taylor being there. I mean, you can't predict Sadiq's gonna have a Bowers type season. Would be awesome. I'll be there for it. But yeah, I think Taylor being right there with Brees and maybe Garrett Wilson, I think that's definitely fair. I mean, I think he showed a lot of signs last year. It just, the quarterback play was just terrible, and he still showed us something.
You know what I want to see, and it might be a hot take considering y'all know me and my Sadiq love. But I fully expect Mason Taylor to have more yards than Sadiq. However, I fully expect Sadiq to have more touchdowns and to have a higher yards per catch. I think Mason Taylor will be like the safety blanket guy. With like Brees. So I don't know how much there is to go around when it comes to safety blanket stuff. If he has protection, maybe not so much. If he doesn't, maybe a lot. But like, I mean, I said it like damn near a year ago now, like put these two, Sadiq and Taylor, together. It could be like an Andrews likely Timu version. Okay. Maybe a higher upside the way the last year has progressed. But like, what I'm trying to say is like likely Sadiq, Andrews, Taylor. But although, I mean, Andrews is legit. So like, we'll wait on that. Timu. But like, yeah, dude, that's how they use him. Like Andrews is your surefire, your safety blanket, your sure hands. Well, mostly sure hands, and then likely comes in and it's like, holy shit, where'd this athleticism come from? Bam, 30-yard pass. Maybe he only gets, 10 snaps a game, but bam, every time he does, the target's going to him. And like I said, Mason Taylor is not as good as Andrews, but also I think Sadiq could be better than likely. So it could average out.
And when you look at draft stock alone, I mean, likely was a fifth round pick, I want to say he was. And like even like earlier on, like estimates had him going like late third. Sadiq, anybody who said he was going after the first round, like, probably hadn't seen him play. Like you knew what he had in the tank. Obviously tight end is like an invaluable position, so it could have happened, but you kind of had a pretty solid feeling that he wasn't making it to 20.
Let me ask you guys this. Over or under 1,000 yards together for the pair?
Under.
Yeah, I'm about there. I think.
You think
I'm gonna say both are gonna float around 400, 450, somewhere in that ballpark. I think 900 is your true over under target. But it really depends. I mean, we saw last couple of years, Brock Bowers and then can't think of his name. Tyler Warren. Last couple of years, we saw tight ends come out and light the world on fire with their play earlier on the situation. I know Indianapolis fell apart end of the year. I forget where Tyler Warren landed, but he came out and he was doing what you thought he was going to do coming out of college. So you just don't know. And then Frank Reich is in love with the guy. I mean, like you saw how pumped he was when they drafted Sadiq. You see the way he talks about him. This was obviously a Frank Reich type of pick where, he sees Sadiq as a legitimate weapon that you can do plenty of things with. because Sadiq's going to line up everywhere. I mentioned it earlier about how the defense is multiple and you got guys that can do different things. But you also have that on the offense side of the ball too. You got Breece Hall who can catch the ball in the backfield. He can run outside. You got Garrett Wilson who we know can play outside wide receiver, but he can also play solid in the slot. Same with Cooper. Cooper's ideally an outside guy, but with the way his frame is built, he can be on the inside. And then Sadiq is going to be very similar too. He's going to be lined up in line. He can do that. A lot of people like to say he doesn't know how to run block, but again, you just haven't seen him play enough. He knows he does enough in the run game where you didn't get a liability. And then, they're going to line him up outside too. It's going to be a different world if they do it. If they do it the right way, and if what we're seeing or what we think this team is on paper actually comes to fruition, it can actually be something that you look at on Sundays like, oh, this is what the other teams are doing every single week.
See, but so I hear what you're saying with the Frank thing, right? But I think it was heavily influenced by Alfredo Roberts. And if you look at his track record and the tandem of tight ends that he's had, you see the schemes that they're trying to do. And also with Alfredo Roberts, because again, I feel like he's not being talked about enough. Look what he did with Melvin Gordon and Austin Eckler when he had him and he was the running backs coach. I could see that with Breece Hall. So my three guys that I'm expecting to have a big year, it's Garrett Wilson, Mason Taylor, and it's Breece Hall. Breece Hall, you got paid, you got extended. It's time for you to go ahead and prove that you are what we think you have the capability of doing. So I'm pumped. And let me talk about Arian Smith, because I know everybody here wants to talk about Arian Smith and all that. I don't think you could say anything bad about any of the offensive. Well, not anything bad. I don't think you could really give a real opinion about the offense last year because it was so shit. I couldn't stand Tanner. I thought Tanner was just fucking horrible as an OC, and then you have Justin Fields that just was not Justin Fields. He shit the bed. He was not wanting to throw. Dude, it was bad when we were having games that they weren't even throwing over 70 yards. Yeah.
I think he did it twice too, which is embarrassing.
Yeah, so it's it's to me, it's how can you anything with them? But what I know from Arian Smith, he was asked to go ahead and do special teams. He was asked to go do this other position. He was asked to go ahead and do some whatever, and he was always yes. What I saw from Arian Smith, that during training camp, and after games, he was sticking and staying behind the jugs machine. He was catching stuff. He was doing everything that they're asking for an individual like that to be able to make it on the team, do what he has to do. Because what I like about this current team, and it just made it a lot more better for me, is after hearing the Pons and Cooper interview that they just had with Eric Allen, that the guys that we have in this team, it's not about themselves anymore. It's truly about the JETS, Jets, and wanting that shit to be something. I don't think I've seen that in a while over here. Maybe it's me drinking the Kool-Aid or whatever, but shit, how can you not be pumped about Cooper? How can you not be pumped about Pons and what they're talking about? And fucking Pons talking about, the first day I met Cooper, and Cooper was fucking Pons was, no shoulder pads, just shorts, t-shirt, and a damn helmet, and he clips me. And he's like, yo, dude, why are you going so hard on the first day? This is not even we're not in it. But it's a culture shit, and it's what we've been needed.
Well, what's his face? Signetti brought him over from where is it? James Madison that he was at beforehand. So
JMU,
yeah. So he liked Pons enough, even with his small frame, to say, hey, this is a guy I want to build a new system with and eventually win a championship. I don't think I'm not gonna say he didn't think they had a shot at it, but I think that was definitely a pipe dream in many eyes, and they actually did it. And he's a big piece to it for sure. And so was Cooper. It's something to be excited about. We do this every year, and what Muji did for us, he sold us hope, and let's hope this time that it actually comes to what we all hope and think that it has the capability to become, because it's been far too long. We've done this cycle way too much. Let this be the last time that we're playing this whole cycle of trading away players for a bajillion first round picks. We get all these players, we're hyped, and then 3 years later, half of them are gone. I'm tired of that cycle. Let this be the last time. Let's get it right this time. Let's get the right quarterback next year. Let's move. It's been far too long.
I'm with y'all. Anthony, I know you got to go. Johnny, I don't know how long you have. You guys got 10 minutes to give me any of your top 5 TV shows of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh, top 5? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anthony, I'm going to give you the first dibs since you do, you're in overtime, brother. Let's hear yours, and then maybe some feedback from us, but then I want your plugs, and then we'll get to Johnny. Same thing.
Yeah. So my number one is Breaking Bad. I think that was just well done from beginning to end. It's very rare you see a show start off great and actually close out the way it should close out. That's my number one. Nothing gets close to that. Number 2 is Game of Thrones, but that's a situation where, again, from beginning to end, it was great until the very, very end, where I didn't like the way it came to conclusion. Number 3, one that I can watch all the time, Entourage. That's just a old time great, just hilarious. Love that show. Ballers was pretty solid too, but it's not in my top 5. But I liked where that one was going for a little while. Enough you guys watched that one. It was kind of a smaller one. And then going a different tier here, Seinfeld. I can watch that. That's like my lullaby music at night. And so is King of Queens. King of Queens is probably like one of the better ones. Actually, it's toss up between King of Queens and Everybody Loves Raymond. Everybody Loves Raymond with the Italian heritage. Got to kind of give that a little bit of respect too. But those two, I can just binge watch and just repeat all day long.
Seinfeld, top tier. Did you watch Curb at all, and thoughts on that?
So I've watched episodes of Curb, and I've wanted to watch Curb. I just haven't gotten through it. But now that it's the last season or whatever, I definitely want to put something into it. And I gotta tell you what, like low key, like let's face, Larry David should definitely have some sort of like big time Knicks episode as like some sort of like conclusion to the whole thing after this whole title run. He's got to throw something in there. It's got to be the case.
Anthony, where can we find you, and when and how, and what you got cooking?
So you can find me on Twitter at the Jets Life Podcast. I have an Instagram, but I'm not routinely on there. So good luck trying to get any sort of feedback from me on that. I got to work on that. You can also find me on YouTube at the Jets Life Podcast as well. I go live on Tuesdays. I'm going to try and open things up a little bit more now that the train camp's coming, season's rolling around. You'll catch me on Saturdays this season on Mafia Sports Report. We have a AFC Shakedown show where got me, Tommy, Juan on the show. We're looking for a Dolphins guy. So if anybody knows a good Dolphins podcast, good Dolphins creator, let me know, because we've been looking for someone for a little while. I know, but
maybe Daniel Meehan.
What was that?
Daniel Meehan.
Is he a creator though?
Probably not. Sorry, Daniel.
Sorry, Daniel. But Daniel, I mean, if you are a Dolphins fan, tell me who you listen to, whatever. We're looking for someone that can fill in that fourth gap. It's gonna be tough this year. We had a couple of years where it was hard to find Patriot people because the Patriots. Last year we got Juan back. He did it a few years back, but yeah, Juan's a cool guy too. Hate the Patriots, but Juan's a cool guy. But yeah, next few weeks, now train camp's rolling around, we're going to do our position breakdowns, our position rankings, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously once train camp rolls around and the games start playing, back to regular programming, and hopefully something positive to talk about this season. I'm tired of feeling like we're going to a funeral every single time I go on the air.
Nice hat, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Again, you're
The
in the
crooked version. I don't know
overtime.
if you noticed. Did you hear about this defect? It's not as bad as I've seen some of them, but if you look at the logo, it's crooked on the basket, and that's a known defect. If you go on NBA Shop right now to try and order them on reserve because they had to stop production because a lot of people were complaining about this. And then I call them and they, oh, you're going to call us back on July 15th. I'm like, I'm calling you now because you gave me a crooked hat. You're not going to give me a new one? Oh, call us back on July 15th. So I'm hoping I get the right hat, but I'm also not returning this shit because I'm a big believer, like, down the road, like defect items like this, like usually go for a little bit. So I'm going to hold on to this baby because this is the one I bought the night up. Literally 20 minutes after it was done, I was on the website, bought it. And so were a lot of other people, man. They said it was within the first 24 hours, highest selling championship merchandise in history of sports, not just NBA, history of sports. So shows you how important the Knicks are to the entire NBA and to sports in general.
So you win in New York, man. It's a different thing. I've been saying it forever and a day. You win in New York,
it's different.
It's shit just like that, man.
People who don't know New York will tell you it's the same shit. People in New York tell you. And the Knicks showed it, like what they did in that run, like selling out other team stadiums or like, having a presence there. That doesn't happen for any other fan base.
Did you guys see the story today? I'm sorry, Anthony. I don't mean to throw you in a rabbit hole, but like there's a story today. Teams have actually had to alter their offseason plans because the Knicks swept so many teams and did so well in the playoffs that there was several less playoff games for the NBA, which affected their revenue, which lowered the salary cap, which teams didn't equate for, and now have less money to spend in free agency because of how epic that run was. Crazy.
More reason why the Knicks broke the NBA, man.
One
question for the two of you, just putting this out there for you guys.
Jalen Brunson is the best.
Well, yeah, he is the best. I mean,
hey, Artie subscribed to you, brother.
Appreciate it. Question for you guys. The LeBron news. Do you guys want anything to do with LeBron and the Knicks?
Fuck no, I don't.
I'm with you, man. I really don't want it, but I don't like that it's out there and it's like it's
bullshit. It's what it is. There is no bro. It's not happening, dude. Like he's not. We're getting guys like Andrew Drummond. That makes sense. Okay, we're not gonna get fucking LeBron James. Dumb. Like,
dude,
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
So
he had opportunity. What was it, 2014 or whatever?
Yeah, he fucked us. Yeah,
when he did that, and he showed how scared he was to be the sole player in the New York roster. Why are you gonna come now after we won a championship? We don't need that shit anymore.
Yeah, ring chasing is what it is.
I'm with you, man. But I had to put it out there because I've been seeing it way too much, and it has me feeling the nervies. Like, you know what I mean? Like, last thing we need is a circus coming to town.
That's the right guy.
Bro, I grew up in Ohio. I actually had friends that went to St. Vincent, St. Mary's, come down to my town and play ball with me all the time. I got accepted to Akron. I went and toured Akron and all that. But like ever since I learned about, like, I hate LeBron, dude. Can't stand him. Like, I just never have been a fan. Also, like, his style of play annoyed me so much for the first decade he played. Like, bro was bigger, stronger, faster than everybody, and he wouldn't post up at all. He would just chuck threes, and then crunch time, he wouldn't shoot the game winner. And like, I hate to do it. No, stay the fuck away, bro. Like, no. Like, the reason this team won was chemistry, teamwork, everybody being involved. Why would you throw like some dynamite in there? Nah.
You need some good depth. That's all you need. Just keep building the depth. You got good starters. Last thing you want is Braun coming in and pushing Hart to the bench, and that's exactly what would happen. I know he's obviously LeBron's better than Hart, but the chemistry is so much more important, like you guys are saying. So
the fact that Shamet and Alvarado took less to stay shows you that the chemistry is there. And this team could be good for a while.
Yep.
You know, the pillar pieces that they need, they have it. Dude, I could not fight, but I could argue with some people and say that, you know, Hart could be in that conversation of possibly being MVP of the team as well. Because he's not doing all the flashy shit, but he's doing that real dirty shit that you do not get enough. And it's like what DayngerZone is talking about. I used to always argue people, and this was before Melo came to the you know, before Melo came on over to the Knicks and everything. But I was always a Melo guy over LeBron. I loved Melo's game. He will push your ass up and do some shit that you know, because he uses size like that. And then the older he got, the more he started to really perfect it, and you saw it. You never saw that shit with LeBron, you know? So, yeah. Fuck LeBron.
Yeah. Anthony, have a good night, man.
All right, appreciate you guys. You guys have a good one. Stay safe for the 4th of July. Murph, I know he's off the line, whatever, but happy birthday to Murph. Everyone, give Dane his support. Like his channel, subscribe to his channel. Everyone, be safe.
Be safe.
Don't use condoms.
And watch out for Deweys and other drunk drivers on the roadways.
Definitely.
True that.
See you, Anthony.
Stay off the roads if you can.
Oh, dude, I have another caller on the line. Johnny, how long do you have? Because you know this guy.
I'm with it.
All right. I don't even know how long he's been here. I missed him coming in. I hope he hasn't been waiting long. But when I say this guy is unique, he's the one and only. He has great audio too. I'll tell you that. I got to throw a little hint in there for the chat every time I'm about to bring someone on. For you, it was fertile. For Charles, it was quick. First caller, something like that. For this guy, it's epic audio.
Afro, what's up, man?
How you doing?
Can I get my five shows?
Yeah.
That shit got me pumped when you said that, bro. Because like my shows are very different, so not many people are gonna be like, okay. So Band of Brothers does not get talked about enough, and it should. Okay, so Band of Brothers is an amazing series of a show. Boardwalk Empire.
Yes, that's
okay. Good. I love that. All right. The Wire. I got fucking lost in Baltimore. Okay. And that shit looks just like The Wire. All right. But The Wire, another one. I am a nerd. Okay. So Dragon Ball Z needs to get some love inside there. Of course, a Soprano. And then this one over top, one of my older favorite shows, but it's Game of Thrones. I could watch Game of Thrones nonstop. Actually, my wife and I, we will binge pretty much Game of Thrones in the beginning of January, just because we like to say that winter is coming. So it's So those are my top 5 right there.
I would have thought Walter Mercado would have been number one for you.
Walter Mercado, y con mucho.
I'm sure Edith Chacon.
Edith Chacon was a baddie, man. Dano, you know what I'm talking about? Look, type in Edith Chacon. She was J-Lo before J-Lo.
You could ask, how do I know these shows? Because I used to watch Channel 47 for the wrestling, and those commercials was either that guy or her.
Hell yeah.
Edie who?
Edith Chacon.
IRISCHACON, I think.
Okay, I think I found. Hold on, Chad. Okay. Is she a singer?
Yes.
La
A lot of
Bamba de
things.
Puerto Rica.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I can pull a pic for y'all. There's some new pics. I think I got to go for the older ones, though, huh? Let's see. Oh, she got like a ginger Gilligan's Island look about her. I think if
She was
if I have
tall,
the right.
wasn't she?
Yeah, she was tall and she was thickum.
Hmm.
She was thicky thick, baby. Yo, and you know who also always thought was a baddie too was Rita Moreno from West Side Story.
Yeah.
Baddie.
But
So
she was big in Broadway.
yeah, she was big time.
Big time.
Sons of Anarchy took it swamped Game of Thrones in that one for me. So that was my original 5 was Sons of Anarchy, and then Game of Thrones came out and it just bumped it.
Is this her? I could be way off.
I don't think so.
Okay, let me keep going. Sorry, dude, I don't know this girl, but there's a million pictures online of her from various decades. What show were you talking about? That would help me narrow it down.
It's her show. Would be named after her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
The Yiddish Chacon show.
Okay.
Great show, Johnny, by the way.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, it was awesome, man. Hold on, let me see if can I share my screen here?
You can. And that's Jet's royalty, bro.
How do I do that?
Just at the bottom, there's there's several different buttons next to your mic and camera. There should be one that has like a computer with an up arrow. Yeah.
So for the chat, I mentioned to Dana.
Can you see it?
Is the topic about Arian Smith only because during Johnny's show, someone asked about favorite receivers that Wesley Walker liked, and he put up there, "What about Arian Smith?"
Don't forget Arian Smith.
I mean,
is this her?
Yeah, sure is.
That's her. Yep.
There's better pictures on Google if you're highly interested, gang. Whether it be now or at 3 a.m.
You can see my screen. They're not bad.
Oh, you should. Yeah, hold on. All right, here we go. Johnny's screen. Don't report me, guys, if you see something crazy.
Nah, it's not.
Okay.
Yeah. That's her right there. Look at that. Boop. Boop.
For you, okay. Just to spin off this, Afrim, I need your thoughts as well.
Yeah.
Is she the most attractive redheaded woman in your eyes, or do you have someone else higher atop the list? Chat, you as well. Talk to me.
Redheaded. I would think if I recall, wasn't Anne Margaret redheaded? Is redheaded?
Boop.
All right, Johnny, easy with the cursor. you don't want.
I was just seeing the
show.
I was seeing the bongas.
Yeah, dude, I already got a small slap on the wrist once and this month, or well, hell, maybe this month already. Like, Anne Margaret, yes,
She was a very good looking woman.
that's number one for you. Okay, Johnny,
What are we talking about right now?
your number
Redheads.
one redhead.
Yo,
excluding me, of course.
The chick from the Jurassic Park, Dallas Howard, I think her name is.
Yes, that's her, Dallas Howard.
Yo, she played what's her name in Spider-Man. She had the silver hair though in that, but she's a natural red hair baddie.
I'm torn between Gilligan's Island, Ginger, but I think my number one is Ginger Spice from the Spice Girls. I was a kid, man, and I had a lot of sisters.
Spice up your life.
People of the world. Bill says she's got Beck.
Oh yeah.
He also says Isla Fisher. I don't know that one.
That's Sacha Cohen wife, but she's an Australian actress.
Okay.
She's playing some. She was in The Wedding Crashers.
Yes. Right. Ooh, Emma Stone.
All right, you ready? I'm gonna mess you guys up.
Yeah.
Topanga, Kelly Kapowski, or the chick from Wonder Years.
Winnie Cooper.
Winnie Cooper. Yep.
It's not doing it for Dano, is it?
All of the above. Kelly, though, man, like yeah.
All right. Kelly or the Pink Ranger?
Pink Ranger.
Yeah, that messes mad people up, bro, because it was Kelly, that, or Topanga back then too.
We got to vote for Topanga. We got to vote for Winnie.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Winnie a close second. Yeah. Let me ask you guys, do you know who Christina Hendricks is?
Mm-mm.
I feel like we ought to.
I like this. I like this show.
I am getting kicked to the curb.
Playboy.
Hey, who do you like better? Harrison Phillips or Sweat?
I have some pin shit if you guys really want to talk. Hold on. The TV show thing. I got other people's choices. Let me see if it spurs anything with you guys. Afrim, I know you gave your list last week. You know what? Can you repeat it to Johnny?
What was my number one?
Jets Worldwide.
That, yes. Spoiler alert.
I had Faulty Towers. I had The Mary Tyler Moore Show. I had Curb Your Enthusiasm.
There was a cop show. Blue something.
No. Blue Bloods?
No, Blue Mountain State or someone said that. Okay.
Oh, Blue Mountain State.
Someone said that. Sorry. Go ahead.
Law and Order. Law and Order, I think, would have been one of them.
Bam, 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 bum, bum, bam, bam.
There's so many. There's so many.
We should do that more often, though, ranking our shit. Because honestly, I could have made a top 20 list. I just watched. Yeah, I watched too much TV. But Eric chimed in earlier, and we missed it. The Wire, Johnny, and a great show, dude. If you look at top 100 shows of all time, The Wire is going to be in the top 10. It was so well received. Oz is up there for me. Sopranos, very good.
The HBO has still to this day has the game on a chokehold. They really do. Pretty much almost my entire 5 it's pretty much HBO.
Yeah, they've come up with a lot of shows, good shows. Yeah.
One that was in my top 5 I see listed here and hasn't been talked about. Dexter.
Never watched it.
I've
never watched it, and I love psychological slashers and stuff like that. And everybody's told me, they're like, "Yo, you would love Dexter." The way he gets rid of people and stuff like that is A1. But I never have.
Sons of Anarchy was my number one, Johnny. Shocker there. But like Dexter was, I think, my 2 or 3. You got to watch it, man.
So I want so again, this might go a little bit too much in depth, but if you watch Sons of Anarchy, right, you could relate it to a lot of the different plays of that William Shakespeare had. Very, very similar to it. And that's why I appreciated it a lot. Like it was amazing, an amazing show. Like there was nothing like that back then. It was so raw too, so it was. I mean, I was already a Charlie Hunnam fan because I don't know if anybody's ever seen a Green Street Hooligans. It's one of the movies that blew him up, but not many people know about him. And especially with the World Cup and everything being out right now, guys, give it a shot. It's about a hooligan, right? The definition of a hooligan is a fanatic of a soccer team back in England. And bro, it is, if you like people fist fighting and you defending your damn team, that's exactly what this is. You should watch it, Dano. You would like it, bro. Because it's us, it's the New York Jets, and we have to fight every other asshole that's out there that's constantly shitting on the Jets. Only we could do that.
My knuckles would be sore. Mad Men. Okay, now I know who Ali means.
Oh,
Yeah.
Batty.
Any of you guys like X-Files from Artie?
I was not an X-Files fan, and I love sci-fi. I like so if we go sci-fi, love Jericho. Guys, check out Jericho, another one. Dude, I love shows, bro. I'm all about it.
Same here. The longer, the more episodes, the better for me. Like there was a couple years there where I just bought DVDs on eBay nonstop and streamed and just binge watched so many things. Sci-fi though, for me, like X-Files didn't cross my radar because I got into sci-fi in my 20s and like just X-Files is just so old by then. But like growing up, it was like a huge show and I just wasn't into sci-fi yet,
I didn't get into it as much because I loved stuff with aliens already, right? So I was watching like documentaries about Roswell, and I was watching documentaries about stuff in Mexico with the Incas, and I could go into a complete tangent in regards to this. So when I saw X-Files and I saw the type of like aliens that they had on there, I was like, it's kind of lame. I don't like it.
I'm into all that shit now, Johnny. Let me just say we might need a separate show.
Yeah, bro. We could talk about it, dude. I know
Area 51?
Area 52?
Yeah. I know pilots that have like been in, because when you're flying, right, and you're with another like jet, you can break essentially the way you're flying. And they said that they've been flying, right, like in like Arizona and shit like that, and then something out of nowhere would just get right in the middle of them and then go around them and then just be out. There's nothing out there that could do some shit like that as fast as they're going.
No, just gone, bro, just gone. All right, Band of Brothers. Let me get through some of these real quick. AFG chiming in, man. Appreciate you. Band of Brothers was great. Bill M mentioned Mad Men, or Ollie did one of them. Here's one from Artie. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, while your drunk parents smoking Camels was a great time.
Camels.
The non-filters, baby. Hell yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. I love Happy Days, man. The Fonz. Hey. Dude. All right. This is my number one. I just didn't want to say because I didn't want to be like weird. I fucking love Golden Girls, bro. I think that is the most funniest fucking show in the entire freaking world, bro. Like, yo, Blanche, dude, I would have smashed it ASAP for the quickness, bro. Yo, like she's the reason why, I got into liking like Southern women, because that Southern draw and all of that was because of Blanche from Golden Girls.
Did you ever tell your wife that you got,
She knows. She knows.
caught your eye because of Blanche?
She knows. I mean, she's my wife's a Georgia. She's from Georgia, so like, yeah, it's all about some Blanche, man.
Bro, we could do a whole. Here we go. Say nothing or chime in, because some of these I don't know. Falling Skies.
I think that's real old school. I don't know it.
Same. Afrim, anything?
TV show, Falling Skies. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. What? Okay. What about Twin Peaks?
Ah, Fallen Skies is a newer show.
I remember Twin Peaks. That was a very interesting show. Very.
Coach Glick, welcome. Very what?
Just unique. It was just you had to follow it to make sense of it, if you could make sense of it.
All right, I got some real questions. Do you have a couple minutes, guys? Because it is going to be an early show. I got maybe 10, 15 minutes. Okay. All right, let's go.
Taxi Cab Confessions?
Taxi was a good show.
Casting couch?
That's a great one. It's right there.
All right, here we go. AZ Jet fan chiming in earlier. He said, rank in level of confidence to be an above average starter: Malachi Moore, AZ Thomas, Kiko Malagoa, Daryl Jackson Jr., and 18th round pick VJ Payne.
All right.
Above average starter, I'm going to assume over the course of their contract, we'll say.
Malachi Moore. I think Malachi Moore is the top dude, and I think he's going to be well above average. I think we're going to see constant steps, especially now with the tutelage of having Mika Fitzpatrick there. So I think that. AZ Thomas, another one that I'm pretty high on, that I think that he was just riddled with injuries, plus with Wilkes and the way his actual defense was being caught. I don't think we saw the AZ Thomas that we should have. Then I would go Jackson. I think Jackson is going to be a really good rookie. He's going to surprise a lot of people. Kiko and VJ Payne are the two ones that are towards the end, and I would probably put Kiko in first over VJ Payne, because we don't know what VJ Payne is right now. We kind of saw what Kiko is. So he has something. Can it get completely unlocked? Maybe. So that's my take on those.
I'm going to go AZ Thomas first, Moore second, Jackson third, Payne fourth, and Kiko last. Only because I just don't see them giving him a chance to start. I think he's just going to be backup career with the Jets.
I think I'm a blend of both y'all's. The top is the same as Afrim, though. AZ Thomas, I do think, I have a high confidence he can be above average. Moore, I think he'll be an average starter, but he's my number 2. Daryl Jackson, I'm putting third over Kiko, only because, and I mean, okay, this regime drafted him. I don't mean the top, but I mean Dunbar drafted him. And he's going to be hopefully our front 7 guy. So I'm going to put him third. Kiko, I'll put fourth. VJ, I'll put fifth. I have low confidence in Kiko or Payne. But the top 3, I think, could get there. But the only one I'm really confident in is AZ Thomas. I really do like that kid. Just you just got to turn off the film from last year and just this is his rookie year, man.
This dog, I'm telling you, just
You know what? Here's a
he
question,
picks the weirdest times to want to play.
and it's fine. Hey, man, we're just if you got to step away or something, that's
No,
fine.
no, no.
If you stick around, it's fine too, because we're winding down. JT chimed in earlier. He agreed with me because I said personally, I feel like Muji already earned his third year. I don't think he can do very much the next year to get fired. I don't know if it was hot or not, but JT agreed. Where are you guys there? Like, we know Glenn hasn't earned year 3. Has Muji?
I don't think so.
I think so.
I don't think so.
Why?
Because his team still only won 3 games. I mean, I'm sorry, but they're both a tandem. I don't see that it's like Muji's the one making all the moves, and then Glenn's not there at all. I think it's a package deal with them together. Yeah, everybody right now is like, oh, Muji does all the good things and Glenn does all the bad things. But I think it's both of them, if I'm being honest. So, it was when the sauce thing happened, it wasn't Muji made that call. It was Glenn that made that call. So again, you know what I mean? So they both have to win this year. I'm sorry, but they both need to continue to keep proving it. Yeah, it's cool what they're doing and everything, but I'm hearing players say it's Glenn. And once I got Glenn and I spoke with Glenn, is why I came on over here. Okay, coaches are saying these things. So all these moves that people are talking about, yeah, it's awesome. Again, I think it's both of them. So
I think he gets the third year because I think he just basically, even though it's both of them, the general manager usually gets the benefit of the doubt. Because in essence, Glenn still has to coach the team. If they don't do well, he's going to fall. And it's not going to be because of the talent that was brought in. It's because he couldn't coach that talent. That's how it's going to look like.
But Glenn brought in the talent that is Muji.
Doesn't make a difference.
We
let Gase go. We let Gase go, right? And he brought in Douglas. He brought in Douglas. And we were praising Douglas, but he couldn't bring the quarterback. He muffed on the quarterback and the coach.
I mean, true.
I mean, the other thing for me is like how much of Muji's job is done now until year 3. Like the majority of it, I feel like, besides the cut downs and that's Glenn, trade deadline, and the draft, that's already into year 3. So like I feel like if you're happy with his draft and his offseason already, all right, well, that's the rest of the year for a GM pretty much, for the most part. But I get it, Johnny. You need wins before, but like if we're cleaning house, I hope it's just staff and it's not like, I like Spielman. I like Muji. I hope they're both back for year 3, but who knows?
I think they're back regardless. I know people are like, if they go and win no games, but I think Woody Johnson is sold on what Glenn and Muji are trying to do, and he understands that it's going to take time for it, especially now seeing what the New York Knicks did and how long it took for that to get done. So it took time, man. They're finally not doing this whole shit of getting like all these over the hill players to come on over here and sell us on bullshit dreams. They're getting the young guys. They kind of now married a couple veterans to sprinkle in there to be able to help the youth, which is what we were asking for last year. We just, they shit the bed on it. But I think the narrative that nobody wants to come to New York, I don't think it's a real narrative, man. I think they are attracting stuff. Like, again, Alfredo Roberts could have went anywhere, okay? If we're being real with it. Seth Ryan, I think another innovating individual, could have went somewhere else. Carl Dunbar is a name that could have went somewhere else if you really wanted to. I say those main two ones because look what they did over there with Pittsburgh and with Tomlin and everything in regards to that. So they all believe in what Muji and what Glenn are doing. So to answer this whole thing and put it on there, I don't. Nah, man. It's a team thing that they're doing over there.
What they need to do is make Spielman team president and forget about the other guy,
Jaime.
Let him just deal finances and all that.
Agreed.
He has no idea about running a football team. You need a guy, and I think it gives the team a presence of having solid people in the office, front office. Now they bring in guys and they're letting football guys run a football team. You're not worried about selling seats and doing whatever, putting on a sideshow,
Wearing a fucking big ass chain and Air Force Ones. I couldn't stand that shit, man. Like I want my owner to be in the most nicest 3-piece suit out there, like not. But I also believe that Woody Johnson wants to win.
I believe that too, but he's got to also let go. He hasn't won with this guy as president.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Afrim, because I don't know if you saw this, and this is like really recent. That like I'm talking about like a few hours, maybe like an hour or two ago. Brees Hall, a lot of these players are partying with Brick Johnson. Is there concern for that at all?
Maybe they see the writing on the wall and say, hey, this guy could be, he maybe tells daddy what to do. I don't know. They'll probably get him drunk and do something stupid.
Hell yeah. Did you hear what I said, Dino?
Honestly, no, all I heard was nobody tells daddy what to do. So I'm not sure where you guys were talking.
Well, like Brees Hall and a couple of other players were partying up with Brick Johnson.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. So I know Brees Hall was definitely with Brick Johnson. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, you guys know I'm a staunch Brees defender, so I'm sure that it was all above board.
Maybe he's thanking him for getting him his contract.
Hey, you know what? If Sauce Gardner proved anything, is an extension doesn't hold much weight. So careful, Brees. I don't know. But Brian chimes in. He says, waiver wire hunting, free agent signings, college scouting, trades, Mood's job isn't done. I agree. I'm just saying, like, is the meat and potatoes not the free agency we just had and the draft we just had? Because half of what you're saying falls into year 3, Brian. Am I crazy? Like college scouting, free agent signings, that's done, right? For the most part.
Trade deadline.
Yeah, there's some to do, but like, I don't know. For me, if I'm Woody, dude's safe till at least next May.
Well, when we go 10-7, he'll be fine.
Well, then there's statues. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, how awesome is seeing the news that there's a lot of other people now picking the Jets to be dark horses this year in the NFL? Isn't that crazy?
There's talent. There's talent. There's some sense of coaching staff that they, the people that they have. A belief in Frank Reich. There's some good coaches on there. So
And 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, and if they could put it together and gel somewhat, we never know. Anything could happen.
So what happens if Geno Smith gets really in trouble with this stuff, is locked up for a while, and then it's Cade, right?
No.
And
Evidently.
Cade ends up being the fucking guy. And then they don't. Do you still go for a quarterback next year?
Depends on how well he does.
We win 11 games.
Can we all agree that if Geno gets in trouble, it's not going to happen fast enough to derail the season?
No.
It
won't start till 2027, if anything.
It's that fast that it happens. I'm doing a hypothetical right now for you, so that's all I'm doing. Do you still draft a quarterback next year?
Yes.
I'm on the same agreement with you. I agree.
But you don't trade your draft picks to go get that one either, right?
I mean, we might get Brandon Sorsby now. 2027, baby. In the 5th round.
If Klubnik kicks ass this season, if that hypothetical happens and he's 11-6, right?
Breaks the records of most yardage thrown by any Jets quarterback. 28 touchdowns. I'm gonna say 6 interceptions.
Yeah, you don't use 3 draft picks to move up. You just take whoever's available at that point, right? If you let's say you've got a top 5, a top 10, and a top 20, right? Your 3 draft pick. You take who the best player available at that slot.
You stick and pick is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Or Jeremiah Smith is the next piece that you want to do because Cade is having such a good
That's what I'm
year.
saying. That's the best way. If Smith is if you got to say top 5, let's say it's a 5th pick, and he's there, you take him.
But if they're talking about him potentially going, I don't know. I mean, you're right because there's going to be so many quarterbacks coming. So I get what you're saying now, thinking of that. But then if we're picking top 5, that means either because the Colts did really bad, and then that's the pick that we got, and our pick is number 32 because we're fucking amazing and we had a great year.
We've hoisted the trophy. And then the New York Jets hat will be the best-selling hat in all history.
How crazy, dude. So he's not lying. Okay, 20 minutes after that shit happened, I went to try to buy it. It was sold out.
Yeah.
It went like that. And I was like, what the fuck?
Bro, that sounds crooked.
I mean, it was. That's the whole issue. Wait.
It was a double.
Got it.
Yeah, you're right. It was crooked. Funny. Artie says funny how we all have different opinions. I mean, to be fair, if Cade does everything you're saying, my opinion will change. It will. But he has to do everything you're saying. However, right now, going into the season, whether it's Geno doing that, Cade doing that, Bailey Zappi doing that, like, come on, bro. Mike White doing that, anyone doing that. I don't care, man. I am all in for a quarterback the following year. Like, I'm not going to let one 10-game sample, 12, 17-game sample. This is an opportunity of lifetime. Like, you cannot let something like this 1 year taint your plan. You should be going balls to the wall now scouting these guys. Like, that's just me.
I don't want Arch Manning. I do not want Arch Manning. Sorry, not sorry.
I want Dante, if anything.
Yeah, I'm leaning Dante as well. But I don't think we're going to draft high enough to get him, unfortunately. And I don't think we'll be able to get high enough because, you know, everybody's like, oh, we just package all 3 picks if we have. You have to have a partner. And who's going to be up there that's going to say, I don't need a quarterback?
They're going to take the best available.
It's gonna, yeah, they're all going to, and we're not gonna have. I at worst see us drafting
Jeremiah
6th
Smith.
overall. Like, no, I mean, like, I don't think we have a top 5 pick at all, and we're gonna have 3 picks, but I don't think any are top 5
Unless the Colts do so bad and you get what's his name, Danny Dimes breaks his other fucking leg,
and Zach takes a header. Or Jordan Love takes a header. One or the other. You know?
Hell yeah.
Fair.
Listen,
Next
I think
draft, yeah, good.
like Wesley Walker said, you got to have the coaches who bring out the best out of the player, and not based on their scheme, but what they can do.
And I loved that he said that, and then how Snowball put the whole Garrett Wilson interview, because, you know, it's essentially what Frank and Aaron were saying. And I was like, oh shit, okay, well, you know, we got something cooking. So it was, and they know you were there. You thank you for being there. Afrim, thank you for being there. It was amazing to get the insights of what a player that has done it and has done it to the highest of the highs, right? And him to say how much the coaching of it matters and the different types of coaching that there is out there. That, because I mean, he's had it, the worst shit in Rich Kotite, you know, and fucking saying like, yo, I fucked up my groin and you're trying to make me run right now in practice. Like, you just don't have any sense up here at all. So it was awesome. So big shout out to Wesley Walker, man. I'm still like, dude, we have like so many questions.
Just to take a moment, yes. If you're watching me late, if you're watching me Saturday, Sunday, if you're an animal and you watch shows after the fact, kudos, thank you, spike the like, but also check out Jets Worldwide, who, JWW had another JWW on their show, and that's Jets Wesley Walker on Jets Worldwide. Check them out because extensive interview, long, broad, encompassing. Dude can speak. He can spit. He shared personal stories, trials, tribulations he's gone through. Snowball did as well. Viewers in the chat did. Like, there was Jets talk as well. Like, just a good overall interview. Here, available on YouTube for free. Go subscribe. Spike that like as well. And then come back and tell us what you thought of that interview. The next time Johnny's on, tell him in the comments too. But yeah, dude, kudos, man. That's big time. I expect to see Joe Namath in the next month now.
Bro, I would.
It's gonna cost money.
I would fucking. Hey, I also like, look, bro, I know some ladies are on the way. I got you, Joe. I know how to get that whistle wet. You know what I mean?
It's gonna cost you more than a super chat.
Can you blow my whistle, baby? JB, amazing show earlier. Kudos
Coach.
from Coach. Yep. Yeah, man. All right. I mean, I'm running out of shit. Anything you guys want to add this week? I'm gonna peruse my Twitter bookmarks to see if there's anything I missed. But yeah,
Macho says a really good one. He says that if the Jets make the playoffs next year, how much of that credit goes to AG versus how much it goes to Muji? And it's kind of what I was talking about earlier, that all the good shit just goes always to fucking Muji, never to fucking AG. So it's the reasoning why I say these two are going to live and die on the sword together. Okay, Kill Bill style, fucking Hanzo Zord through the gut, reach into the other individual as well.
If he takes us to the playoffs, AG gets the credit because he becomes a candidate for Coach of the Year, right?
Instantly.
There you go.
Anybody that fucking does that with the
It's
Jets,
end of story. He will get the credit mostly.
he fucking gives a winning season. He's going to be in the conversation
Exactly.
of Coach of the Year.
Bringing in talent is the GM's job. You give them credit, regardless if it's the head coach's input or whatever. It's always the GM who makes the call, makes the deal. Let's put it to you that way, right? Just like any business, whoever makes the final decision, whatever, it's always the executive VP or whatever. He's coaching the team now. He's got the talent. I bring you the tools. Now you build the structure. So he'll get the credit for that.
I tell you this much: we make the
You won't
fucking
talk about
playoffs.
Moochie much.
I don't give a shit. I'm just happy as shit that we're in there.
Yeah.
For me, it's tough, man. I think if they make it this year, for me, I lean 50-50 because I do feel like today, before snaps even played, we're a better team. And for me, that's Muji. For me, like, but then like later on down the year when we actually go 10-7, I'm gonna lean coaching, and I think it'll balance out. But like, if you told me we drafted like a franchise quarterback this year, and he's the reason we go 10-7, I think it's 100% Muji, just because that's sustained success potentially. But with a one-off Geno going 10-7, I'll split that 50-50. I don't know if that's skating the question, but for me, 50-50.
Hey, Johnny, do you remember what Wesley said about Joe Walton? When
He
he became head coach,
he called all the fucking plays.
But when he became head coach,
he sucked, and some people
he
hated
changed.
that.
He changed.
It's what I was talking about, the whole Frank Reich. You could get some coaches that are really good, OCs, but they suck as a head coach.
Yeah. But no, his thing was what I've said. He should have just continued to call the plays, do what got you there, do what you know best, and let the game come to you. That's what these guys should always do that first. The rest will follow through, because that's what your coaches are there for.
Yep.
Okay, you can't go around everywhere. You just go and you talk and you just glance and that was it. That's what changed the team. Was to basically he went in as the CEO just like Salah did. Instead of doing instead of doing what brought you there.
The just all of a sudden wanting to become an executive, it's like maybe like you said, do what got you there first until you've gotten established and you got a program in place, and then you can really pass it off to your assistants. But like Glenn trying to do that out the gate, and may or may not having the guys that he trusts, bringing his vision. I mean, it didn't work, right? Salah, it didn't work. We'll see.
This is his year. This is what makes or breaks him.
And you had two hiring cycles to get the staff you wanted. I don't think you kept very many people, but you had two chances. So you can't, like, because I defended him last year. I said you can't get everybody in staff and free agency. You can't get them all in one cycle. It's going to take time to accumulate. Well, damn, they fired everybody. So like, I'm not defending him the same way again. I'm just saying, like,
I mean, you can't.
No.
I mean, I'm on the same boat with you because I've said it. I was like, I'm going to be a lot more harsher on AG this upcoming year because you're right. you know, your first year, I get it. It's tough and all that. Not everybody could be fucking Sean McVay. Okay, they can't. And yeah, you should have probably took over the responsibilities as a defensive coordinator from the beginning, and then you should have gotten the vet OC, and that's the way you should have done it. It's what I wanted them to do, but they didn't. You know, so
The question then is who was coming, who was available. There's a difference there. Remember, he still had to go out and bring Reich in. There was nobody still not coming this year if it wasn't for that.
but I mean, wasn't it a whole thing of like what he knew, and then there was just some people that were in his ear, as essentially was like saying like, hey, go with the new young innovating guy that was giving Ben Johnson all these really crazy good plays? Because that's what I thought I heard, you know, because they kept saying, oh, Tanner is Ben Johnson, you know, so he just doesn't get all the notary or whatever. I don't know.
We don't. It's too late now. Now we have to deal with what we have.
And I like what we have. I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I do.
And then, like Artie says, enough is enough. We got to win.
I really like what Muji compiled. I'm kidding, but you know what, folks? This guy in the chat said it best, I think. Thank you all for watching. We're back with Jets Chaos this Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's get out of here, guys. Johnny, let's start with you, man. I kind of just plugged you, but I want to hear maybe not what you've done, but what you got cooking, and where can folks find you who may be listening now or this weekend?
Yeah, so you guys can catch me at the Danger Zone every single Friday, all right, starting at 9:30. I come through, chat it up here, kicking it. Make sure you guys are hitting the like, hit the sub. But you know, we're the guys that warm it up for Dano.
No, bro. No, stop that. Stop that. I'm gonna squash that right now. I did say that a couple times. No, we're a double feature. We're a double
Yes.
feature, man. Double feature.
Yeah,
Two for one.
We do the Eiffel Tower very well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, nah, man. Look, you guys gotta, you know, come on. I'm Danger Zone, man. You know me, Dano. Like I always want to put your show up. You know, 'cause that's what
You're here. Hey, you're talking to people already here, man. Plug yours.
Yeah, just for a while, man. 7:30 p.m. every Friday night. Myself and Snowball doing something right now that we're trying to, you know, it's the dead time, and we've always kind of tried to pride ourselves in being a little bit more different in the sense of being able to feature more of the die-hard fans that are out there and how they became a Jet fan and what's their thoughts on things. But you know, but yeah, hell yeah, America, baby. Fucking dude, I got over 100 fireworks. It's my daughter's birthday. Addie, happy birthday, baby girl. She turns 2. Fucking can't believe that shit. And I've been drinking, baby. I've been drinking. I've been smoking. Yeah, hey. But Afrim, it was awesome. Seeing you light up, man, like when Wesley Walker was there.
That was my time. That was my
probably
time.
my favorite. And I knew that you guys would appreciate all the names that he was saying names. I had no idea who they were, Dano, like at all. And it was pretty cool, man. So
you know, I feel like an idiot, and I'm showing my age here, but like when I asked him that question, who's his top 3 Jet receivers, excluding kind of his little era bubble, I thought that took Tune off the list, and then he said Tune, and I'm like, they didn't play together.
Yeah, so
I think he just misconstrued the whole.
He thought that you said when Snowball said it, he thought Snowball said including your teammates, and that's why when I went and I
So
fixed it.
They played together then.
They did,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right. Okay.
There,
'Cause I
there
was
might
like,
be there might
wow,
be a little bit of
that's
a
fine.
little thing. Yo, dude, look at his numbers. It's crazy with the amount of receptions that he got and for what the yardage he got. He talked about it a lot. He says, if I would have got the ball and got more chances, bro, this dude could have probably broke records to the point where, like, we're talking about maybe one of the best receivers of all time. Like, that's how good he was, bro. And with one eye, he was catching shit over his left shoulder.
He had like close to 1,200 yards on 63 catches.
Yes. That makes no sense. No sense.
I tell you, if I watched him, man, he blew by secondary. It wasn't like, one step, two step. He just had that quickness, and he just blew right by them, man. That's why I said that Revis couldn't keep him, couldn't catch up to him. Wouldn't be able to cover him.
I had to put that in there because, I had to say it. And he's so like a nice individual that he was like, no disrespect, I don't want to, but the competitor in him, he's like, yeah, I would have beat him. Like, and that's awesome. And it's what you want to see and hear. But yeah, so
Dude, yeah, 48 for 1,000. That's like, that's like Alec Pierce did that last year, over 20 yards a catch. But the key is this was 40 years ago.
Yo, and look at the games that he did it, and how many games he did that shit. I think it was like 14 games or something crazy like that.
I think it was 16 at that time. 16 was at that time.
But I think he got hurt. I think that was he got hurt and he was out 2 games.
Regardless, it's still 48 catches.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's for real. Good pool, man. Hopefully you guys got his info. You can maybe circle back with him.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate you, Johnny. Have a happy holiday. Afrim, I'm going to get your parting words here in a moment. But Johnny, do you want to stick around and hear Afrim's, or do you want to go?
Nah, I'm gonna go because I need to. Do my ass is on fuego.
All right.
I've been sitting down so long, man.
Too much information.
Hey, happy 4th of July. Happy birthday to America,
to
man. Thank you so much. And America, enjoy it, man. This has been great. I go crazy on the 4th of July because you have to. So I'm one of those crazy, man. No JPP. Peace.
Later. Yeah, no JPP indeed from JWW there. Retain the phalanges, Afrim.
There's no, we corrected all the phalanges. It's safe to fly.
What? Any plans for you tomorrow or this weekend?
No. It's so freaking hot. It's disgusting. It's not even just the heat; it's the high humidity. It's just you just can't breathe it. So
I've been hearing a lot about you guys getting Murphh. He sent me a screenshot the other day where it was in the 90s in West Virginia. Like here, it's like it hovers between 60 and 70, like damn near year round. So like I never know. Some months though I'm rubbing it in Murph's face, and then others it's like okay, he's got some nice weather now. So like, but 90s with the humidity, I don't miss that one bit.
Yeah, your air is dry there, right? How are your winters?
No snow. I haven't seen snow yet, and this is like going to be my 3rd one. But I don't think they get it. I mean, maybe some like frozen roads occasionally, but no, it's usually like mid 40s, 50 maybe. Like
that's I could live with that.
Yeah. But no fireworks for you.
Oh, there'll be plenty. There'll be plenty out there. Someone's gonna light it up, and then I have to deal with my dog who gets, doesn't like the sounds that he doesn't understand. He starts to shiver, and there's nothing you could do about it. Try to hold him, it doesn't change. He pants, and then until they stop, unfortunately. You feel bad, but there's nothing you could do.
I get
It's
it.
another year. Happy birthday to the country, and hope everyone has a good time tomorrow. Be safe. Don't be stupid. Enjoy it. Hopefully the weather's good for them to enjoy outdoors. This is life, as I say. But once again, a great show. Love talking to you.
You too.
Love your sense of humor. You got those little quirks that come in. So
Best ones.
you got it. Yeah.
It's the ones only you catch, or 2 or 3.
Why?
I think just you just tune out, and then you miss it. But yeah. Appreciate you, man. Happy holiday for sure.
Thank you.
Even if you're not setting off fireworks, man, find time to unwind. And we'll talk to you either Sunday or next week or sometime. Okay.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody. Be well.
Yep. Be well, Afrim. Later. Be well. I love that. He has his own parting outro verbiage. Awesome, man. Not many people do that. Like Charles, if you tune into a Charles Gorman stream, 99% of the time, he begins it by saying, "Hello, everybody." Just something I caught on to. It's just people have their own things, and Afrim's is "Be well" on his way out. I need to get me 1 or 2 of those. Maybe I have them and I just haven't noticed. I don't think it's at the beginning or the end, but maybe I have other quirks or ticks y'all pick up on. If you do, let me know in the comments. I think Clancy, I haven't got to catch up, but I think Clancy joined us, and it just unfortunately reminded me that I wanted to announce tonight that the Danger Zone will be doing its first annual regular season fantasy league. Yes, been something we've been wanting to do for a while now. We haven't yet to do it. We've done playoff leagues and all that, but summer just flies by every time, and we just haven't done it. But we're doing it this year. So if you are one of the select individuals still here now, just know you have a chance to get in front of the line. Okay. Details are still being hashed out, but basically, I mean, even the money's being how many teams, the settings, what platform, it's all, but that'll all be ironed out in the next week. So you don't want to wait until that happens. If you want in regardless or depending or anything, I need one thing from you right now. Eventually it's going to be your email and stuff like that, and like what you're open to. But tonight I'm offering you first dib kind of thing. Third shift is kind of one of our strongest around here. So you guys get first crack. What do you got to do? You got to wait for this stream to end, which is going to be here in like 3 minutes. And then after it ends, refresh the page and you'll be able to leave a comment on it after the fact. Not a live chat. That's different. An actual comment. Just put a fire emoji, okay? And that means you want first crack at accepting or declining an invitation. If you do that, you will be in the time order, you'll get first dibs, and then I'll tell you, hey, this is what it is. Do you want in or out? And then you can write a first refusal, I think they call it. But you had to be here right now at midnight on a Saturday morning on the East Coast, or here at 9 p.m. So yeah, I do think a lot of you will be interested. So just know you probably want to throw that fire in there, and then next week, or actually probably in the next 2-3 days, I'll reply to your comment, and we'll go from there. And again, you'll be front of the line. So probably capping it at 12 people. I don't like when they get bigger than that. And we'll probably even do our live draft here on a live stream, dude. Why not? That would be epic. We've done them before, or we've actually met here after a draft and talked about it. But I want to live stream it, man. That's the best part. But all right, if you're not into that, then still spike the like button, y'all. Also, like, is too colorful. Get rid of this kind of format with the chat. Go back to the old way. Let me know. Probably going back to the old way anyway. But if you prefer this, let me know. Enjoy fireworks. Enjoy cookouts. All that. We'll be here Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, with Chaos and his post-wedding anniversary weekend. We get to hear all about that. All the gory details. All right, guys. Have a weekend, man. I'm going to Peg, Artie, Sir Luca, Clancy, Bill, Crispy, Leany was in here. We had Macho and Coach Glick in here, man. We had several bodies that I'm not that I am used to seeing, and others that I know are new. Eric, there's others, but appreciate all y'all. Again, Sunday, 10 p.m. Next Friday, 9 p.m. Happy 4th. DayngerZone out.
I love the show. I love you guys. Fucking, let's go Jets. Jets, Jets.
Oh my god. You guys are bad.
Ha 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 ha. Very funny, Dana.
We can't all be beautiful.
DayngerZone, baby.
I think he has more thought-provoking questions.
I'll be in the danger zone.
Oh my goodness, let's go! Tell me back.